Black Ariel thing
And here we
came
are.
up,
The black.
right? Like, yeah, a lot of my black friends were saying, "Look, we just want a hero that looks like us for once, because all
Oh,
the heroes are
okay.
white." You know, and I'm sitting there going, "Okay, fine. I want a lesbian who looks like me."
Okay.
That's
And
all I'm
then
saying.
and then there's Amiga Nuts over there. Hi, sweetie. Yeah, we just dropped in the middle of everything.
Yeah, we were having a conversation before the show started, and since I don't have access to the controls, and because I'm not actually looking at the stream itself, because that'd be redundant, I don't know when we've started unless you say, okay, we're starting.
Foo. Well, that's yeah. We'll work out a system of signals here, and yeah, we've got the Lavender Lady over here. Hi, and we've got the Bionic Dance over there. Hi, dear. Yay! And then that's just the two of us so far.
So
And
far,
so far, and what you been doing?
well, as I was saying before we started, someone just got me playing City of Heroes. And interesting game. I haven't played an MMO or an MMORPG or whatever for a very long time, actually. And so it's kind of good to be getting back into one. I haven't really met up with anyone else who plays in game yet. So it's just sort of a solo venture at the moment, kind of solitary. But I have been building up my hero, and I think she looks pretty cool.
Oh, yay!
And that's most of what I've been doing. That and still trying like hell to cast that one part in my animation that seems impossible to fucking cast.
Oh no,
So anyway,
I thought you had that taken care of. No, huh?
I thought I had to, but then a sudden personal emergency, like a family emergency, I have to fly across the country because Uncle Tom broke his leg or some shit, you know, that
Okay.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that got in the way. And so now I'm fucking recasting it again, and I'm not happy about it, obviously.
Yeah, I mean when it's every tire you have on the axle goes flat for Christ's sake. Um,
Yeah.
Now there's this game. Is this one of these games where it goes on continuously whether you're at the controls or not?
Yeah, it's an online game. So, like, while I'm not playing, everyone else who plays the game can play too. It's an open world. It's an MMO,
So do you
massively multiplayer online game. You see, MMO.
moo? So do you have that possibility of being totally quashed and destroyed if you're away from the keyboard too long?
No, your character. Basically, when you quit the game, you'd better do it in a safe location because your character will be active for 30 seconds after you leave the game. So basically, if you decide, "Oh crap, I'm getting killed by all these bad guys, I'm going to quit the game so I don't die," that's not going to work out too well for you. But after those 30 seconds, your character just sort of disappears into the void, and then you can come back at any old darn time you like, provided you're like not dead.
Okay, then, because I remember many moons ago, I was in I guess it would be an MMO. It was one of those Facebook games. It was called King of the World. Where you had
If it's a Facebook game, it's not really an MMO.
okay, because there were leagues of players and
Well, I mean, I'm sure there are, but it's not like World of Warcraft.
okay. Well, I mean, yeah, oh, okay. I'll just be over there. But
All right.
this was one of these things where, yeah, you had to be in a league because when you went away from the keyboard, you were still vulnerable. Like no disappearing or anything. No 30 seconds later you're disappeared. So you could get yourself crushed. So your other people had to be protecting you, basically.
Well, I mean, there's a game that I really don't want to play on Facebook, but a friend of mine invited me. I decided, I'm curious and looked, and looking automatically signed me the hell up.
Oops.
And so now I've been getting all these updates about so and so raided your territory and so swiped your stash. And I'm like, I'm not even fucking playing, and I can't figure out how to uninvite myself. I can't figure out how to say I'm not playing this, stop giving me notifications, in fact, delete my entire character. I can't figure out how to fucking do it. So, I mean, yeah, like the game is similar in that people can do stuff to me when I'm not playing, like not in the moment, but that's not what this is like at all.
Okay then.
I mean, hell, if you really want to know, I can fire up the game and share the screen.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, if you want to, that's great. If not, that's okay too. Oh, NANA. NANA asks, what am I grilling? I grilled. Well, I was going to grill it yesterday, and by the time I got out to the backyard, the tables had been invaded and everything else, and it was like I wasn't going to get any space on there, so I said, fuck this, I'll do it tomorrow. And tomorrow is today. Sirloin steak, which I grilled medium rare, 3 minutes on a side. Yum, yum, yum. Grilled potatoes, grilled carrots, a root beer float. Yum. And yeah, it was the only thing missing was Strike, for Christ's sake. He had promised that he was going to come out here and we were going to barbecue, but unfortunately he died in September, so that's kind of impractical. So
Well, I can think of ways to do it, but it wouldn't be pleasant.
okay then. But it was, yeah, I was just sitting there at the picnic table, and the only thing I've got to do now, I've got everything put away. Yeah, there was enough there for about 3 meals, so I've still got 2 meals worth sitting in the defrigerator, and then I'll clean up the grill and put it away somewhere, and okay then, we'll just do that. And it's been a very, 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 very since I actually grilled a steak. So I wasn't all that sure I remembered how, but I did. Oh my! And yeah, it was fun sitting at the table and watching one of the tenants set up a kiddie swimming pool and put the water in it and put the kiddies in it. And by doing that, committing an action which was specific in the leases, but nobody's there to watch her, so what are you going to do? It's amazing how these people in the buildings here, they'll do whatever they want, and then they'll complain when they face the consequences. But of course, they almost never face the consequences, so what the hell?
Trying to find a solution to a problem I'm having, and every answer I'm finding is one that does not actually solve the problem. Every solution I'm seeing is something I've already tried that doesn't fix it.
Oh, one of those situations. Yes, I know those well.
Yeah, because like I said, I put City of Heroes on my machine. It keeps opening in the wrong monitor. And I'm trying to make it not do that. And every solution I'm seeing is here's how to make it move from one monitor to another after it's already open. The problem is doing that makes it off center. It makes it so that the top of the screen is cut off, or so the top of the window is cut off, which means that I don't have access to certain things like, I don't know, the options menu when I'm actually in the game, right? There's certain things I just plain can't click on. And so I need it to start in the correct monitor first. And like instead of moving it, and nobody gives an answer for that shit.
Could this be one of those situations like, kind of like what I have with the two monitors, where not every program does this, but many of them do? The window opens on the monitor that contains the cursor.
Nah, it doesn't help. Tried
Okay,
it.
okay. Darn it. Was hoping. Yeah, I mean with mine
Yeah, well.
I can grab the window frame and pull it over, and it does not do that off center thing. But that's over here. That's this system. That's not yours.
Yeah, well. Oh, for crying out loud. All right, let's see. Settings.
Wah!
Maybe I can do that.
How's that for crying out loud?
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, but of course I can't. Oh, what a pain in the ass. Borderless monitor 2. Let's try that. Apply now. Oh, right. Ah, there we go. Now it's working. Okay.
Oh yay!
Yeah. Oh, what a pain in the ass.
Oh my, we actually have 5 people. This is great. Thanks, guys. Yeah,
What the? It was just working. What the hell happened here?
I will warn you
What?
guys. If I suddenly disappear, it's because my muscle cramps will have been starting up again, and I don't want to broadcast myself screaming in pain.
Why ever not? That would be really entertaining. Oh, am I wrong?
Well, there you go. Oh man, yeah. When the muscle cramps start, it's wow. I wish I knew what caused them, and I wish I knew how to treat them. I know neither of those things.
Oh boy. Okay, hold on. Settings. Man, I thought I had this thing. Oh, no wonder. Borderless monitor 2. And yes, apply now. There we go. Merciful frickin' Zeus. Okay, log in. Accept. Yes, reunion. There we go.
Hi, TP
Uh-oh.
Seeker.
And now I have a Xander up above my head on the back of my chair, sniffing at my hair. What are you trying to do, boy? I swear, if you jump down into my lap and sink in your claws, I will murder you. Okay, there we go. He's on the floor.
Okay then. No, I have not, NA. I don't know where to get any, and to be honest, I don't have the extra cash to buy any. I see where you're coming from with the banana. Yeah, the possible potassium shortage or whatever you want to call that. I had tried taking a potassium supplement, and that didn't.
By the way, did this work? Are you seeing it now?
Depends on what you're saying. I'm seeing your superhero jumping up and down walls here. Okay, it's jumping now into the street, it looks like. You just blew something up.
Yeah, that was a bad guy. Now, is this anything at all like the Facebook game you were talking about?
Well, no, there were no fun graphics. Definitely not.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure I can legit call what you were talking about an MMO.
Okay, then. Well, of course, this game, I was playing this game, oh, fucking Christ, about 10 years ago.
Okay, well, I forget when this game came out, but it was a similar amount of time. Ah, no, they're shooting at me. Oh
Not
boy.
good, not good.
Neither. Neither. Oh, that's how I turn that off. Okay, I gotta get out of here so I can find a safe place to quit. Yeah, I got an idea. I can quit from the roof. There. Yes, exit now. Anyway, so that's City of Heroes. That's what I think of when I say an MMO.
Okay, then.
Yes. I figured I'd just give you a taste and then come back so I'm a little more invested in what the hell we're talking about.
Yay. Yeah, okay, now there are the
Wow.
MMOs. Yeah, are there any MOOs? To play a moo? No?
Actually, yes. But MOO is actually short for Master of Orion, and that's a specific game.
Ah,
But it has been referred to as Moo and Moo 2 and Moo 3, although seriously, the less said about 3, the better.
okay then.
Not to mention the remake of 1, that was terrible. 2 is a classic, though. Beautiful game, especially for the time it was made. Oh my gosh. Oh, NA is saying here, yeah, you can buy CBD in a lot of places, but that's not the psychedelic part of weed. So yeah, you're right. It won't get you high. Totally.
But if it would alleviate muscle cramps, I mean, I'd give it a shot because these things, they get terrible. They get horrible.
Hmm.
To where,
Well,
okay. Hmm?
I've never really tried weed for muscle cramps. Xander, stop nuzzling the microphone. I've never actually tried weed for muscle cramps, but then again, most of what I have is THC anyway, and CBD seems to be the part that helps people rather than gets you high. So,
Yeah, with these, like for example, earlier I was getting the cramps in the hands, and the muscles
what
would
have you
cramp.
been doing with those hands?
uh, it would get so bad they would pull the fingers into strange positions I couldn't put them in voluntarily if I tried really, 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 really hard. You might have the let's see, you might have the hand like this, and then this finger over here is off in this direction, um, and it hurts like fucking hell. And then when I get them in the legs, can't stand, can't walk, and the worst of it is, oh, look at that kitty. You must taste good.
It probably tastes like salt. But no, you were talking about hand cramp. My dad got some weird condition where now his pinky is bent at 90 degrees like this,
Alrighty then.
like constantly, and like it's bent so stiff that he can't undo it, and they
Oh
can't do it
my.
with surgery either. Like they did a little bit, but it's stuck.
Ow. I am so sorry, sir.
Yeah, well, my dad has persevered through a lot of things like that. So, uh-oh. You two had better be nice to each other. Well, they bumped noses. Columbia looks a little perturbed, but. And now Xander's leaving. Okay. Wow, no fight. I fully expected a fight.
Oh, hi, Mandelbrot. Yay?
What the? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah,
Ah,
we got a couple reasonably new people. I can tell because you don't have spanners yet. Yes, I'm vetting you. Okay, I'm gonna be totally upfront with that one.
so I'm hoping that TP Seeker is a reference to how everyone hoarded toilet paper for the pandemic, and now you're looking for some. I'm hoping that's the origin of the name.
Yeah, that would be an interesting thing. A squirt of WD-40. Well, I happen to have some WD-40 here.
So maybe it's just me, but WD-40 sounds like a Star Wars robot.
I forget where it came from. I think it's a play on the formula name or something. I cannot remember, but
It wouldn't shock me if it were, but I like my idea better.
Ow, NA, I am so sorry. Yes, I am no stranger to back pain. If it's working its way down your legs, do you have a slip disc that's impinging on the sciatic nerve? It sounds like one of the things that may be happening.
Well, there is no reason why weed should give you back pain. You should not have chronic back pain.
Okay, then.
I'll just let myself out.
Yes.
Never mind.
Yes. One thing I did find out, that's how I found out that marijuana is an excellent analgesic. There was a neighbor of mine years ago who sold the stuff. Well, she was our supplier, my girlfriend and I, and I was having an extreme problem with my back one day. I was on a cane the whole bit. Happened to go over there for whatever reason to say hi, and Jenny would not let you not get high when you stopped over.
Which Jenny was this?
Jenny is the neighbor who was selling the stuff.
Oh, so not someone from the YouTube atheism scene then.
Right. No, oh
Okay.
God, no. This is back around 1990.
Well, okay, but how many Jens and Jennies do we know right now? You can understand my confusion.
Yeah, I think somebody's printing up gens. Yeah, and no, okay, we're sitting around, we're smoking up, and the living room is full of marijuana smoke anyway. So even if you're not smoking, you're getting a contact high. Time came to go home. I get up, start for the door, and I hear, from behind me, "Hey, Ed, you forgot your cane." And I'm looking, and yeah, I guess I did. I'm not hurting. This stuff must be doing something for the back pain. It was like, hey, great. It's when I learned that it was one of the few things that would help my back pain.
Well, it's funny you were mentioning how it's an analgesic. Did you ever watch the show Scrubs?
No, I haven't. No.
Because there was an episode where, there's, in addition to just regular care, the characters have to work in the free clinic for a certain number of hours, right? And so at one point they're talking about all of the extraordinarily stupid things that patients have said and done. And at one point, one of the characters, Turk, he goes, "Ma'am, this is pronounced analgesic. The pills go in your mouth."
Oh my.
And I can't remember if it was Scrubs or House, but there was another episode, again, a free clinic in the hospital. That's sort of a running theme, apparently, with these shows. And this woman was given an inhaler for her asthma, but she comes in and complains that it doesn't work. And so the doctor is like, "Show me how you've been using it." And she goes, "Okay." And she sprays it on her neck like it's perfume or cologne.
Oh, gee.
And the look he gives her is just like, yeah, you were not made to wear a helmet when you were littler, weren't you?
I don't understand in what instruction manual would you find anything that would even suggest using an inhaler that way. I don't know.
Well, who says this person would actually read the instructions?
Okay, you got a
I
point
mean,
there.
there may well have been a perfectly reasonable instruction manual, and nah, I know how this works. I don't need no instructions.
Oh man,
You know?
or as they say in other rooms in this particular apartment, the destructions.
Well, okay,
You know,
sure. But yeah, so
always read the
honestly though, I mean, I've watched people use inhalers, and if someone had handed me one, I probably would have gotten part of it wrong if I hadn't seen that. Not that I've tried to use an inhaler, but my point being that if someone had handed me one and said, "Here, use this properly," not entirely certain I would have gotten it exactly right.
Okay then.
Because I watch people inhale it, and I might have squirted whatever it is into my mouth and then tried to like let the fumes coagulate, or not coagulate, but drift up from my tongue and inhale that. I don't know. I'm not sure I would have gotten it right.
Moo. But at least you wouldn't be squirting it like perfume.
This is true. Yes, I would be quite well aware that it's not Vicks Vapo Rub.
Oh my god. That is something I have not seen in a very, very, very long time. Are you familiar with those? What do you call them? Steamers or something? Humidifiers? I don't know what.
I know a humidifier, sure.
Yeah, the where you have the little bowl where the Vicks Vapor Rub goes in there, and then you're boiling the water, and it goes into the air and all that stuff. I
Well,
have.
usually when I've seen them operated, it's been just water, maybe a little bit of scent, but I've never seen it used medicinally.
Okay, yeah, these were definitely medicinal. Um, you saw them a lot in kids' bedrooms when the kids were stuffed up with a cold or something like that. Um,
Mm.
well, this was a long, long time ago. I can still remember the Vicks Vapor Rub in the machine, um, and I can't remember if I cried when. Never mind.
Yeah, you realize, of course, I had completely the other song in my head. You know the one.
Wait, wait,
No?
wait a minute. What am I missing here?
A long, long time ago, in a galaxy far away,
Oh, oh,
Naboo
oh.
was under an attack. Yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
that one, that one. Oh
And
my.
to have gotten that right, because I know I was way off key, I would have probably needed the karaoke version, which I actually have, come to think of it. I have a disc of karaoke songs, and that's on there, but still.
Now, what is this Oki that everybody is carrying?
Yeah, and who is this guy, Chris, and why are we so concerned about his chin?
Yes, yes. Oh my, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that second one go away, but that's beside the point. Yeah, there's a. I don't know. I'm trying to look around for some things. Um, there was a storefront church near me, uh,
Sorry,
which.
you're going to have to rewind that and define a storefront church for me.
Oh, are you not familiar with the? Okay. Um,
Well, it's possible it's just a regional name for something with which I'm completely familiar, but you're going to have to be more specific.
okay, somebody would actually rent a storefront and set up a church in it.
Nope, never seen that.
Very, very common in depressed urban areas.
Well,
Um,
I'll tell you right now, the closest thing that I've ever seen to that is an airport chapel.
okay, okay. Yeah, but what you got here is somebody had set it up, and I guess I don't know why, but they're no longer in that building, and I recently found out they're somewhere else down the street. But you know what the circumstances were of leaving that building, I'm not sure. I've got some guesses, but when I'm looking at it, it's got scam written all over it. This person allegedly has a PhD, will not say from where. Um, it's probably the case that this person has a PhD from some two-bit Bible college in a post office box.
Or that trailer park where Kent Hovind
Yeah, that too.
got his degree.
Mm-hmm. And she's running as a write-in for a seat in the House, the House of Representatives.
Hmm.
And I'm thinking, okay, what the hell is going on here? I have to find out more about this particular thing. It may be totally on the level, but I'm going to be very surprised if it is. And it's not the first scam that I've run across around here. There was another guy who had something going in Homestead when I lived out there. And it was a very involved thing. A former steel worker set up a church. And he even had a sisterhood and allegedly had missionaries in Central Africa somewhere, which I don't know, may have been, may not have been, might have been just pictures he found in National Geographic or something. But it was exposed as a scam. This person may be as well, I don't know. It'll be interesting to find out. Which does nothing for my faith in non-denominational Christianity. You know how it goes.
Well, still, it seems like a steel worker who made a church would be able to build those iron chariots rather well.
Yeah, you would think. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was called the Church of the Crucified One. That was the steel worker.
That sounds so douchey.
Yeah. Um,
It's like one of those churches where it's got 1,000 like this long ass title, the Church of the Blessed Mother Trinity of the Pentecost. It's just like, dude, that's too many words. It's
Okay.
like how the Mormons want us to call them the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints all the time now, and it's like that's just too damn long.
Okay,
Give us an
sorry.
abbreviation, will ya?
Yeah, it's the Community of the Crucified One now, and it's still out there. But it's in a different. It's in a different building to the one it was in, or maybe not. Yeah, these things move around a lot.
Well, and it also doesn't help that when you've got like a church or a religion or anything similar that has like the one of anything, it doesn't even matter what, chances are good that it's going to be the bad guys. Church of the Horned One, Church of He Who Must Not Be Named, or Church of the One, whatever. It's like, that's not really. It just sounds evil.
Yeah.
It sounds like bad guys in the movie.
It do. Wait a minute. There we go. Let's see here.
And I've always been like, what's up with the concept of the chosen one? There's how many chosen ones don't seem to be chosen at all. They just seem to be kind of special.
There you go. There you go.
And were they chosen after they were born? Because if they weren't chosen after they were born, they really weren't really the chosen one. They were the built one. The built expressly for this purpose one is what they were.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a strange concept of the chosen one. Okay. I don't know.
Okay, the greatest story. Okay, about us. This is gotta be. Okay, for over 40 years now, the community of the Crucified One has been privileged to be part of the ever-growing body of Christ from the early days of its beginnings under the leadership of our dear departed founder, Bishop Edward Donovan. Oh, Lord, it's great how they all pull up those titles, you know? Up to the current leadership, the church has been blessed to give others searching for meaning, or serve others searching for meaning in their lives. And so allegedly they have, outreaches, as they call them. Oh God, priesthood, missionary outreach. Oh, this is craziness. This is absolute nutso. So the scam continues. Yeah, it's, let me, okay. I'll put this in the thing. You know, over with the thing.
Sure.
Because the
So
thing is very thing. Yeah, there we go.
I don't really understand the idea of people who are looking for meaning in their lives. I'm not even really sure what that means to want
Oh,
meaning in your
man.
life. I mean, I get it. Some people don't like the idea that they're insignificant, that they don't matter, blah, 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 blah. But I mean, are you really unable to make your life mean something? Does it have to be imposed from without?
Hmm. I guess it
You
does,
know?
yeah. Because it's not
I
the
mean,
right
if you're
meaning.
saying, like if you're saying I want to really know who I truly am, like I want to know the things about myself that I don't quite realize or that I've internalized and don't actively think about or whatever, okay, I get it. But if it's like I need to find my purpose in life, well, I say your purpose in life is whatever the hell you make out of it.
Pretty much.
So I
Um,
don't get it when people say that they're looking for meaning in their lives. I really don't. I mean, what are you actually after? Right? Like, what is, you don't have to tell me specifically what it is, because obviously you don't know, but what's the shape of it? What's the flavor of it?
yeah, and the unfortunate thing is that so many people, in especially the two-bit mental health community, shove that shit at you. I had a therapist who was shoving Viktor Frankl at me.
I don't know
Um,
who that is.
that was the what is I'm going to find the title of the book because it's so douchey. Um, there we go. There we go. There's the guy. And come on, show me the book. Damn it.
Okay, but can you tell us who he is?
Um, was an Austrian neurologist and psychiatrist as well as Holocaust survivor, surviving Theresienstadt, Auschwitz,
Okay,
covering.
maybe I was unclear. Why was your psychiatrist pushing this on? What was your psychiatrist pushing on you?
It
Because you say you had a psychiatrist who was pushing this fella on you. Well, what does that mean?
it's all about the. There it is. The title of the book is "Man's Search for Meaning," and it's all about here you need to search for meaning, and it's like what?
Well,
um,
but I mean, again, I want to know what that even looks like. What does it mean if you found meaning?
I never found out because this particular person was tap dancing all around it. Did not like the fact that I am atheist. Well, so many of
Hmm.
the therapists don't like that. I guess the search for meaning had to be some sort of religious crap. Um,
Yeah, well, it sounds like meaning might mean destiny. This is my task to perform.
I the yeah, I mean even in the Wikipedia thing here, the paragraph or the section on man's search for meaning, it only tells you what the book is. It doesn't say anything about what he's after in the book. Um, to even
Well,
these
but I mean,
people.
it's not just limited to that book, though. I'm constantly hearing people saying, I'm looking for meaning in my life. And honestly, a lot of the time it sounds like what they're really saying is I'm looking for permission to pursue my dreams.
I don't know.
Or maybe even I don't know what my dreams are, which is weird to me because I've known what the hell I've wanted to do, or at least something like what I wanted to do since early childhood.
Yeah, because the people from whom I hear the life has purpose, you need a purpose, and all that stuff, are pushing a religious thing at me. Their God turns out to be what they see as purpose. Um,
Yeah, but even then, it's like they say God has a plan for you. Yeah, well, they didn't exactly leave an instruction manual or even a list of criteria. Here's your particular, your specific mission and why you exist on this planet. Like I don't know anyone who's ever found that who can show it outside of their own head.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, you know, there's no, this is your mission, should you choose to accept it. It's, this is your assigned mission, like it or lump it.
And what if there is no ultimate? Well, there is no ultimate meaning. Okay, but I mean, as for with these people, what to them is it if there is no ultimate meaning?
Well, I know what it is. They'll say, well, life is pointless, morality is pointless, all of this is pointless, so let's just all be like, raging nihilists and anarchists and stuff, because nothing matters and all of that. And it's like, well, it kind of does matter in the moment, even if it doesn't have this quote unquote ultimate significance
there's
they
the
all seem to
thing.
be after.
Yeah. Um, I mean, you can be nice to somebody in the moment. It doesn't have to mean anything ultimately. It's just you got somebody to smile for a minute.
Mm-hmm. Or at least it'd make their life worse.
Yeah, there you go.
And in many ways, I'll settle for not making it worse. Maybe not in presidential elections, but in other areas of life, yes, I would prefer it if whatever ends up happening is at least zero, if not a net positive.
Oh man, it's amazing you mentioned the elections. I received my ballot today.
Yes, yeah, I wish I hadn't, frankly.
I received my mail-in ballot today. So I've got to complete.
Okay.
I got to complete it and send it in. And the nice thing about it is, for President of the United States, Joseph R. Biden is listed second. Listed first is Bernie Sanders. Listed third is Tulsi Gabbard.
Gabbard. That's how she pronounces it, so it's Gabbard.
Yeah, that lady. Well, so we've got three on here, which is I know it's nothing real or anything, but at least it's a nice symbolic improvement over the current situation.
Well, I gotta tell you, if Bernie hadn't been in the race, Tulsi was my second. Tulsi was my second choice, and not even a hold your nose and vote second choice. I mean enthusiastic second choice. I mean, if Bernie had picked her for VP, there's a good chance I might have orgasmed all over myself.
Pictures or it wouldn't
Which is
have
not
happened.
easy to do, by the way.
Pictures or it wouldn't have happened. Okay. But
well, I'm just saying though, is she was basically female Bernie Sanders.
But the one thing that's disappoints me so much, and it's election after election here in Pennsylvania. You have now, this is a primary ballot, remember, and you have for Attorney General. one candidate. State treasurer, one candidate. Senator in the General Assembly, one candidate. Representative in the, that's the 45th District. 25th District, one candidate. So many of these people run unopposed, which I find disappointing.
I wonder how many like unopposed candidates have lost their elections.
I want to know, yeah, are there any unopposed candidates out there who received no votes?
Well, I'm sure that's not something that's happened, but I'm willing to bet that there have been write-in campaigns where somebody won who totally didn't expect to.
Okay.
Well, because I mean, you know, there was like this big write-in campaign that made someone else win who had not been officially on the ballot. I'm sure that must have happened at least once.
At least. That would be fun to see happen here because it feels to me, if you will, like there's a set list of people who are to hold particular offices, and that's just the way it works. Almost like the Chicago Machine, but well, they think they're Tammany Hall, but it's
Okay, I understood like one out of the last three sentences.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's all about these political machines that you had in the 20s and previous, where everything was all set, and you know, no voting made any difference or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels like that here now.
You mean like if even if someone else won by votes, they'd install the other person anyway?
Well, it didn't even get to that point. I mean, you want to talk about rigging? That you know there would only be a certain set of candidates. It's sort of like a Russian election.
Okay, I'm gonna need more specific details here.
Yeah, because you know, if there, for example, if there's only one person running, then there's only one person who can win. That sort of thing.
Right.
That sort of thing.
So they did something to make sure that nobody else ran?
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, what did they do?
My understanding is make it extremely difficult for somebody to even break in, sort of like we do with third parties. Let me.
See, what I'm picturing right now is something like, okay, you want to run in this district, that's fine, but you have to pass this political competency test that's awfully similar to the test we gave to Black people for like their licenses and an ability to vote kind of thing. You know the ones I'm talking about? Those old like racist as hell tests they would give Black people that would ask the most obscure ass weird things with tangled grammar and math that's next to impossible.
Okay, now in these particular cases, it was you had to be a member of the Old Boys Club.
Right, but they had to have something official to make sure that you were.
Oh, Amiga Nuts is asking to ask you if you remember the Boss Tweed conversation.
No.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that was. I'm trying to remember.
But I mean, still, I'm trying to picture what they would actually do if someone who was not in the Old Boys Club decided to run. What were the specific stumbling blocks? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. One of the specific stumbling blocks might be that you wouldn't be listed at all, that you would be ignored.
Okay, but wouldn't there have to be at least some pretend official rule in place that would prevent it. Like if
Yeah.
someone just wasn't on the ballot, despite the fact that they'd done everything correctly, they could raise one heck of a stink over that. But if there was some rule like, oh, all the forms have been followed, you just didn't qualify, that'd be another thing entirely. Like, I mean, maybe it was just, oh, yeah, if you want to run, you have to pay an entry fee of way the hell too much money to get on the ballot, kind of thing. You know, like not everyone has 35 grand to blow, especially back in the 20s, to be able to get on the ballot. You see what I'm saying? Like the registration fee to be on the ballot is more than you make in 5 years.
Okay, now, okay, this Boss Tweed era was earlier than that, 1823 to 1878, but it's beside the point. This, what Amiga says down here, the quote from Tweed: I don't care who does the electing so long as I get to do the nominating. So, yeah.
That is very similar to what we've got going on today.
Yes, exactly.
But still, there had to be some sort of rule in place that would let these people run away with it. You know?
Well, remember, the system that we're practicing right now is of very recent origin.
Okay, but still, if someone tried to apply, there had to be something that would get in their way that you could identify. There'd have to be. I mean, it can't just be a hard no, because if someone asked why, it'd have to be given a reason. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what might that reason have been? What persnickety little bit of legalese prevented these people from being on the ballot in ways that they couldn't complain about? Like in ways, well, rather they can complain. I mean, in ways that would not lead them to say, this is illegal, this is bullshit, because this, that, or the other thing. I mean, like they could complain about the law, but they couldn't complain about it not being followed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. How did Tammany Hall operate? Okay, here we have something. Okay, let's see. Early cases of political corruption involving Tammany Hall came to light during the group's feud with local politician DeWitt Clinton. Clinton accused Aaron Burr of being a traitor to the Democratic Republican Party. Clinton's uncle, George Clinton, was jealous of Burr's achievements and positions.
George Clinton? Parliament Funkadelic? That George Clinton?
Hey, could be. As mayor, Clinton enforced a spoils system and appointed his family and partisans to positions in the city's local government. Okay, so there are a lot of appointed positions going on.
Sure, but this doesn't tell me about elections.
I'm looking for the specific letter in chapter and verse, which would be probably found somewhere during a semester's political science course at one of the local universities.
Okay, well, so far these are very unsatisfying answers. My curiosity it remains unsated.
I will look for good books to start with.
well, my curiosity is not so unsated as to be starting to do homework.
Okay, which is probably what is going to be required again anyway. This may have to remain unresolved. Yeah, I mean, we have the history of Tammany Hall, Machine Made, Plunkett of the Tiger, the Rise, and Fall. Okay, yeah. Many titles one finds just Tammany Hall history books.
I suppose, but you'd think someone somewhere would have written down, here are the tricks they used to keep the people they didn't want off the ballot. Here's the specific political gambit that was used. Here's the bullshit law that was written to make sure that the proles had no voice in our government. It seems to me someone somewhere would have had to have put that list together.
And they probably did in the middle of a college textbook.
Well, still. Quite frankly, it seems like the kind of thing that they might have put in the alt-right playbook.
I don't know.
Not that it wasn't obvious already, but people are finally starting to, like the news, is finally starting to acknowledge that the right wing, the Republicans, are basically a disaffected white supremacist party. That like the cover has been dropped, the disguise is off, and everyone can see it. It's all laid bare. The Republicans are basically just white people who hate the idea of losing power, and that's all they are.
That was obvious. Oh God. That was obvious 12 years ago.
Well, the problem, though, is that it wasn't obvious. Unless you were paying attention, it wasn't obvious.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there are a lot of people out there walking around where all they know is, ooh, nifty president. And that's like all they know. Nifty president, evil president. And they don't follow politics at all closely enough to really realize what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, this whole Tea Party don't tread on me stuff. When did that start?
Well, but that's the problem, though, is that, the Tea Party was basically a fringe group for a good long time, or so it appeared.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turned out that a lot of Republicans, talk the talk, even if they don't walk the walk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We agree with these people. We're not going to go around lynching anybody, but we agree with their basic principles, is what they're saying.
Yeah, and it was at that time that, as you say, the people who were paying attention definitely got the picture. It's just too bad it took so-called news journalism so long to catch up.
Well, what's funny to me is I was talking to someone. There was this big old internet argument, and someone else butted in. And they said, "Look, we're all on the same side. The only difference is that the change we need to see is not happening fast enough for Kate. That's really the only difference here." And I was like, "Yeah, basically. I think it's time for the revolution now, and you lot want to wait until Donald Trump is out of office." And I kept trying to point out that there will always be a Donald Trump of some sort. There'll always be some reason that we can't do it now, that we have to wait until the next election. That's just how it is. And so I'm sick and tired of playing the game. And they're all like, yeah, but Trump. And I'm like, I just said, you can't scare me enough with Trump to make me vote for Biden.
Mm-hmm. And it's just, well, one of the things that's so unfortunate is it's so hard to get a write-in on the presidential ballot. And of course, the other thing that's so unfortunate is that these folks are all worried about one race where there's an entire ballot's worth, well, 50 ballots worth actually, of races that are also to be worried about that they're ignoring.
Well, that's because the presidential race is the sexy one. The presidential race is the one that really captures people's attention. It's kind of like, yeah, best cinematography. I care about best actor and best picture, damn it. That's the basic mindset.
Yeah, and that's what you get when you have the proles doing the voting. Oh, well, because without the cinematography, you ain't got a picture.
Yeah, well, but what you gonna do? I mean, it's funny. Like, so many people think because I refuse to vote for Joe Biden that I'm refusing to vote at all, and that down ballot doesn't matter to me. And I'm like, no, that's bullshit. I just like the way I put it recently is I was like, okay, someone hands me a saw and says, okay, you can cut off your left foot or your right foot, choose. Oh, and by the way, you have to do it yourself. And I tell them I don't want a foot cut off, but if that's inevitable, I'm not going to do it myself. You're going to have to do the dirty work too. Now, imagine if each foot is Trump or Biden. Like, they're basically saying you have to vote, and you have to vote for cutting your foot off. And I'm like, I choose to waive that right to vote, frankly, because I'm not cutting off anything. Not going to happen. And they're like, yeah, well, now all the down ballot races are going to lose too. And I'm like, I didn't say I wasn't going to vote for that. I didn't even say I wasn't going to vote for president. I just said not Biden or Trump. But they assume not voting for Biden equals not voting at all.
Yeah.
And not caring about down ballot races. They make all of these weird assumptions that bear no resemblance to reality. But, well, try.
That would be fun to see. Yeah, I could munch on a second piece of that steak while I'm looking at those things. But not today. No, enough steak for today.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
went out into the plague-infested wasteland yesterday and went grocery shopping.
Oh, yay.
I've decided I'm done paying $30 for takeout pizza, or rather delivered pizza, and it's time to start eating frozen.
I saw that
A
one.
lot cheaper.
I saw that one. I'm wondering, can you get a fairly decent frozen crust and then build your own pizza on it?
Not worth it.
Not worth it?
Not worth it.
Uh,
Well, let's put it this way. I found a frozen crust on the website of the supermarket where I go shopping, and it was nearly as much as the frozen pizza. And then on top of that, you have to buy your own cheese and your own toppings. In the end, you don't end up saving money. Now, maybe I was looking at the wrong brand of build your own, like blank pizza crust, and maybe there's a cheaper one. But I didn't see any on the website. And so it looked like you were basically going to spend $1 less for your empty pizza crust and then $1 gajillion for the cheese and the toppings. Whereas you could spend an extra $1 and get a frozen pepperoni pizza.
okay then.
Now, granted, the toppings and the cheese might last you more than one pizza, but still.
Yeah, because one of the complaints I have with the frozen pizzas, at least where I've gone to see them, is the pizzas are kind of threadbare. There's not that much on them. Whereas I like a pizza with stuff on it.
Well, define stuff.
Well, for example, I mean, a pizza with pepperoni on it, a pound and a half of
Okay, so
pepper.
toppings then.
Yeah,
So not just the cheese.
no, not just the cheese. No, start with the
Yeah.
cheese. Start with a pound of cheese, pound of pepperoni, maybe a pound of sausage. On a 16-inch pizza, and
Mhm.
just keep going from there. Yeah.
I don't think you even get that in takeout unless you ask them for double pepperoni, double whatever. So, I mean, because I have never found pizzas to be too sparse like that unless my parents have built it.
Okay.
My parents do not know how the hell to make pizza. It's like they think that sauce is cheese and cheese is sauce, the ratio they use.
Oh my.
Yeah. It's like, okay, you realize that if the sauce isn't completely concealed by the cheese, you've done it wrong, right? The sauce is supposed to be completely concealed from the cheese, and they act like there's supposed to be a spider web of cheese on top of the sauce. They act like the apple pie you get with the laced crust. That's
Oh,
their philosophy for putting cheese on pizza.
oh my.
Yeah. And I'm like, what are you doing? This isn't how you build pizza. Oh well.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Like I remember because we bought an empty crust. My parents built the pizza, and I was, and this was by the way last summer, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And I started putting extra cheese on there, and I said, "This is how you build a pizza," and they were like, "Really?" They were flabbergasted, flummoxed. They had no idea what was going on. Everything was topsy turvy. The world was upside down because I'd put that much cheese on the damn pizza. I mean, not that they were flipping out or anything, but they were so boggled.
I mean, no, it is the case that when you're putting the cheese on the pizza, what you need is essentially a thin pizza wheel.
Okay, you lost me.
Yeah, you know how, I'm sorry, not a thin cheese wheel. You know how you get the wheels of cheese? So
Oh, yeah, okay.
you cut 1.5 inch thick, and then you put it on the pizza crust. I misspoke. That was the problem there. And then that's what your cheese on the pizza is. Just that, like that.
Well, I
Um,
mean, it's not like they haven't been to a pizzeria.
oh
It's
my.
just. I know my dad and I have gone out and gotten pizza, and I'm pretty sure my mom and I have too. And maybe even the whole family. Hell, my dad was raised Italian and he's building pizza like this. Something's topsy turvy over here.
Oh my.
I
Kitty's pulled a mic wire loose. Oh no, that is not good. I will have to look at the supermarkets and see if I can see pizza dough at the supermarkets. Yeah, can you just.
What, just the dough or an actual full on crust?
Well, Mandelbrot says they sell pizza dough at most supermarkets.
Okay, but literally dough?
That's what I'm reading.
Okay, well, I mean, you never know. It's just because I don't think I've ever seen pizza dough. Maybe Pillsbury makes something that comes out of a can that turns out to be pizza dough.
I remember you used to get that shit from Chef Boyardee, which is
Okay, hard to picture Chef Boyardee doing that, but all right.
yeah, it came. I forget exactly how the dough came. You got the sauce in a little can. You actually used a can opener and everything. Um, and Johnson was president, and
Hmm.
this was a while
I don't
ago.
know. I remember a friend of mine and I, back in the day, we used to have this thing where like we would play games or paint miniatures or do something nerdy and geeky. And while we were doing it, we would cook up a thing of biscuits. That was just like traditionally a thing we did was biscuits. And it was always like the Pillsbury Doughboy stuff in that little cardboard container where you open it up and it makes that pleasant boof sound as it opens.
Boof.
And
Yep.
and then it expands much larger than the actual cardboard it was in, and you make biscuits out of it.
I always wanted to know how they did that. Did they do some sort of pressure packing, or do they have it rising while it's in the tube?
I think it's that one.
Okay.
That's my guess anyway, but I think so.
Okay. Okay. That would make sense. You know, it would work. Um, yeah, you would have the tube and whap on the end on the corner of the kitchen counter, and there would go boof and.
Oh, we didn't do that. No, 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 no. We twisted.
Oh, okay. Okay.
'Cause, I mean, it's I don't know if perforated is the word I'm looking for or what, but there's a spiral pattern in the
Yes.
cardboard,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and so you twist along with the spiral, and yeah.
Now I remember the twisting after the whacking, because what the whacking did was it began the breaking of the wrap, and then you twisted to complete the breaking.
Nah, you break when you twist. But yeah, that was a thing we used to do.
Oh.
It was just a little tradition. That was all. It was like, hey, we're bored. Wanna go to my place and eat biscuits and play a game or something?
Yay.
Oh, wait a minute. That's right. It wasn't necessarily like, okay, we were both into Go at the time. So chances are good one of us had our Go board with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Oh God, how long it's been since I've played Go. You know, the one I don't see very often. I don't know very many people who play Stop.
I will find you, and you will find the experience unpleasant.
Ah.
But no, seriously, that's what we used to do. We used to play Go.
God,
Man, the reason I am surprised I remember this now, it was about 15 years ago that we were doing this.
okay. Excuse me, please. No,
I mean, man,
it's
15
been
years. Hard to believe it's been that damn long.
it's been quite a while since I've played Go. Um, the Cleveland Mensa group had a bunch of people who played Go. Um, that's where I did a lot of Go playing. But I mean, we're talking, 1988 here. So
Yeah, I'm
it was a
thinking
while
more like
back.
21, 2000, but yeah.
I mean, I miss the game. It's a fun game. It really is.
So, I've never actually bothered up. Was someone's name Mensa, or does it mean something in a foreign language, or
Yes, it does.
what?
Mensa is table in Latin, and
Huh.
the whole idea was the round table. The Arthurian thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, I know. Well, it got started in Britain. What do you want?
But still, it seems to relate so little to what I understand to be the purpose of the group.
The stated purpose and the functional purpose are two different things. I don't know what they are.
Still, I mean, it seems like the table part would have more to do with the stated
Yes,
purpose.
yeah, absolutely. We're all are on an equal footing and all that other happy.
If we're all on equal footing, wouldn't you not have an IQ requirement to get in?
Well, I mean, once you're in, everybody's equal.
Well, but even then, are they really?
No, of course not.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's the difference between, statement and function.
Well, you know why King Arthur is in like Zoom chats and like YouTube chats and stuff like the live streams so much?
Hmm.
He likes being on Camelot.
Okay, okay, yeah,
Yes.
and you'll be over there.
I will. I will. Yeah. Yeah, it's what?
Oh, my Beach 8 says, I lost all respect for Mensa when they allowed Orphan Red in.
Bill?
I don't know if you, I take it you've not heard of, she's a flat earther whose calling card is her bra size.
Yeah, I've missed this entirely.
Yeah, she plays the flighty, giggly little girl role. Um, she's got the watermelon-sized knockers and the whole thing like that. I would have nothing to do with her.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. The way I've said so many times. Okay, what is she like when she opens her mouth? And Sasha is when she opens her mouth. Yeah, her name is Sasha Cullen.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean, if that's her personality, no, I won't deal with her.
Well, and I take it Mensa let her in then.
Uh-huh. And as that's
Hmm.
there's where you have the only requirement for Mensa membership is an IQ score. And I don't doubt that she's got a Mensa caliber IQ. I mean, if you'll excuse the way I'm going to sound, but a Mensa caliber IQ isn't all that great. Um, but yeah, okay, you know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I've just never heard of her because I tend to avoid flat Earth. Right? Like it's not. I know a lot of YouTube atheists love to go after the flurfers. It's not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Never has been. So, I mean, that's probably why I've never heard of her. On the other hand, there's a very good chance that someone could show me a picture of her and I go, "Oh, that one." So, I don't know.
Yeah, and she's got a face you'd recognize if you'd ever seen it once, and you've always remembered it. Let
Yeah, but
me.
remember, I've got memory issues.
Okay. Uh, let's see. Tuosti Petrada Percalo Gorobatianta che deve sciuta Becchinie. Oh Lord. Okay, let's see. Oh, this would be a perfect one. Yeah, okay. Let's see. View image. Kind of small, but oh my Jesus Christ. The what do you call that
So, you're
thing?
going to show it to us now?
URL is 5 miles long. Okay, let's try this.
Well, you can share your screen.
Okay, I haven't figured out how to do that right yet, but I'll give it
Oh,
a
that's right. You're using your funky setup.
I'll give it. Okay, what do we have here? Fu. Okay, and then view image. Ah, all right, all right. Here we go. Copy, and I'm gonna set this in the thing over there, in the side chat. Yeah, there we go. There's a URL that'll get you to a picture of Sasha Cullen, also known as Orphan Red.
Yikes.
Uh-huh.
I wish I could explain why I don't find her attractive. I'm not sure I can do it.
There aren't enough words in the English language to describe how repulsive I find her.
Yeah, but I just mean physically.
That
I
too,
think
that
what it
too.
is, her features are too low on her face. Like they need to be about maybe 2 inches up from her chin.
Okay then.
Something just doesn't look right about how low her features are. Now, I've played with enough character creators in video games and seen some of the nightmarish horrors you can make if you move the face in places it shouldn't go. And her face kind of looks like one of the more mild ones, but it looks off.
It does, yeah. When you speak of it, there's too much forehead going on there.
No. It's not the size of the forehead. It's the fact that the mouth is so close to the bottom.
Okay. Put it that way. Yeah.
Like, hell, I can just Photoshop it and show you what I mean.
Yeah, it looks like you find a normal face, you cut around the eyebrows and the mouth and back around in a circle, and then you slide it down 3 inches, and this is what you get. Yeah.
Let's
And by the way,
see.
her voice, oh God, you talk about cringe.
Wait a minute, is she the one I've been hearing about who does sort of like a baby doll voice?
Yes.
Okay, I don't think I've ever seen her, but I've heard people bitch.
Yeah, very, very grating on my nerves.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get the appeal. I mean, there was someone on Facebook a little while ago who was bitching about women who use glottal fry in their voices, and he thought it was like trying to make you sound young, like almost toddlerish. And I was like, actually, kind of makes you sound more like you smoke, really,
Okay, yeah.
rather than makes you sound too young. But a baby doll voice, I'm
Bleh.
just saying.
Yeah.
That's a little out of bounds for my
Do
tastes.
not liking to making. No.
Yeah.
But that's some of the stuff we would deal with on movie night.
Yeah.
Master Badinye. Yes, Beach, absolutely. Once she opens her mouth, she becomes even less attractive. Ayukarastu.
It's kind of like when someone's totally hot, but they have a very unfortunate accent.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's like, oh my gosh, you look like a supermodel and you sound like Fran Drescher.
Oh, shit. Icky.
Well, you see what I'm getting at here.
Moo. Very, very, very moo. I have to wonder how much of the Fran Drescher voice is
Fake.
yeah.
Well, I can't say about Fran Drescher. I do know that Janice from Friends her voice is completely fake on Friends. I mean, completely.
Okay.
Because well, you've never watched Friends, I take it.
Right.
Yeah. It's awfully difficult to make cultural references like that on this show. But she would have this really whiny nasal voice, and she'd have this laugh like like that, and it
Oh
was like
my
deeply,
God.
deeply freaking annoying. But I've seen her, the same actress, in other roles, and she doesn't sound like someone's aunt from Brooklyn.
Okay, because yeah, what you were doing there sounded like Lois Griffin on steroids.
Well, kind of actually, although I never watched that show.
Oh, okay.
Like I've seen it once. I didn't care.
You disappeared.
No, I didn't. I'm right here.
Oh, okay.
But no, seriously, I've watched that show like once and really didn't care for it. It just wasn't my thing.
That would be a good reason to stop watching after the first time.
Well, I just kind of gave up on Grey's Anatomy. Maybe I binge watched too much at once. I don't know. But after a while, I started being rather annoyed by the show, actually. I guess part of it is they killed off one of my favorite characters around about season 3 or 5 or something. And that was not something I liked very much. Oh, whoops. No, I fucked that up. Oh well. I'm sorry. I was doing something in Photoshop to try to make this person here look a little less creepy ass, and I screwed it up. Fortunately, it's fixable.
Yay.
Like, okay. But also her nose is too tall.
Hmm.
Well, no, seriously, like I need to move her eyes down a little bit.
I don't think I'd ever heard anyone's nose described as tall.
Well, it's
First,
true.
first time for everything.
Damn it. Oh, that's why. Okay.
Or I'm sorry, not Cohen. Cohen. No, Cohen. Yeah.
What?
Okay. ULLE and let's see if we're yeah, there we go. Sasha Cohen. That's
Oh, you mean like Sacha Baron Cohen, the guy who did Borat? That guy?
oh no, that's Orphan Red's street name.
Oh. Hmm.
And I just don't understand. Well, okay, this is the U.S., and that explains a lot. How it is that Sasha became a female name. Oh well.
Yeah, I think I can probably explain it.
Oh, okay.
It ends in ah.
It's gotta be it. Yeah, that's gotta be it.
I mean, because you look around at the number of names that are feminine that end in e or ah, and you'll find a rather large number of them.
Because Sasha is Sandy, as in Sandy Koufax, Alexander.
Okay, but usually, at least in the United States, when people say Sandy, they mean Sandra.
Okay. I mean, I don't know very many Sandys, so I really couldn't tell you.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the vast majority of Sandys I've known were female.
Okay.
Hell, the boss at my first job, her name was Sandy. And actually, come to think of it, a babysitter I had when I was in elementary school was named Sandy.
Moof beef.
Okay, I fucked up one of her eyebrows, but I've made her look a lot more appealing. Let me flatten this image. A, C, and where the hell is my? There it is. And, all right, where did your window go? Oh, there it is. Okay.
It went over there, yes.
Sorry, I've got like 1,000 tabs open right now. But okay, there. On the right is the original. On the left, or sorry, on the left is the original. On the right is what I did in Photoshop. You can see it's not that great, but her features are a little smaller and a little higher up on her face, and I think it looks significantly better.
There's more space between the lower lip and the chin. Yes, yes.
Yep. But also her nose, the bridge of her nose is smaller too.
Okay, yeah, I can make that out. Yeah.
So I think that makes her look infinitely better than she does normally. And that's just me. I mean, maybe my taste is weird, but eh.
It is the fufu. It is very fufu. You understand the fufu.
Does the fufu hop through the forest?
Pretty much. Yeah, man, it's set. Yeah, that's how she.
Oh, for crying out loud. All right, well, apparently you were such a boy. Well, then again, could be a lesbian. I don't know. I don't know who Mandelbrot Set is.
Move. Yeah, there you go. Maybe you should have been a touch-up artist for Cosmopolitan, TV Tube says.
Could have been good. I could have been good. I don't know how one gets that job. I suppose you probably have to have worked in the fashion industry at some point. But, I mean, I have the technical skills, I think.
I wonder if there's an entry fee.
If by entry fee you mean college degree, probably.
Oh, well, that too, yeah. I mean, any more to flip burgers, you need a bachelor of something.
Sorry, someone posted something on the internet that desperately needed a retort.
Retort. Okay, so that's one of those.
No, it's not.
Round glass. No, it's not.
Yeah, sorry. No, you're not really, you don't use Facebook. On Facebook, I'm doing the 30-day song challenge, where each day is post a song that makes you think of this, that makes you feel like that reminds you of this, that reminds you, etc., etc. Today is day 26, a song that makes you want to fall in love. And someone like looked at the selection I'd made and goes, love doesn't really work that way. And I'm like, the challenge was not to be realistic.
There you go.
The challenge had nothing to do with being realistic. Ah, well, whatevs.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
It's funny, like I've had a lot of friends tell me I should try to get into acting and all. We've had that discussion before. And I realize, I've got 10 tattoos. And a fair number of them are on my arms in ways that couldn't be concealed short of long sleeves. Now, I'm sure there's makeup artists, because I know there's celebrities out there with tattoos that you never see on screen. So I'm sure there's makeup artists that'll slather makeup all over you to make your tattoos not be showing. But even so, it could be a potential impediment.
Yeah, and I could just see the makeup artist. I mean, not necessarily in your case, but in some cases, needing a trowel.
Well, yes, in my case too, actually. I mean, you've seen that forearm tattoo I've got of the circuitry.
Uh huh.
That's probably trowel worthy. Okay, you two stop fighting. Ugh,
Oh my, oh
stupid
my.
cats.
Some people's
Yeah, I love my
kitties.
kitties, but still. And the thing is, like, some of the ways in which Xander is intrusive are not that intrusive. And seriously, like, I think Columbia makes too damn big a deal out of some of the stuff he does. And as much as I want to punish him for provoking her, I also kind of want to punish her for overreacting. Well, because she does overreact. There's no doubting that. But she's a kitty and she's territorial, and Xander does kind of get up in her face. So, I mean, I can't completely fault her either.
Is there for you? Yes. Oh my. Okay, so Sacha Baron Cohen did the voice of King Julian in Madagascar. So they went off the coast of Africa to do this recording, or how did that work?
Madagascar is an animated film. I've never even seen it that much.
Oh my, which I'm trying to remember. Once was or became the Madagascar Republic. I forget.
What?
Madagascar had another name. I cannot remember if Madagascar is the current name. Um,
It was probably actually quite even tempered, Gascar.
yes, absolutely. Okay, Madagascar is the current name. Okay, so it once was the Madagascar Republic.
All right.
Okay, not all that long ago either, if I remember correctly.
All right. Hmm.
Oh well then.
So, I forget if it was on Sunday or when exactly it was, but I got this really, 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 really cheap, we're talking like $2 game. It's the Ultimate Battle Simulator. And basically, what you do is you define the forces and the battlefield, and then hit go, and they all start fighting each other until only one side is standing. And it was kind of, and you can define like 7 freaking teams, and you can have literally thousands of troops. And so at one point, I decided to have a bunch of 18th century redcoats facing off against multiple hordes of the undead.
Ooh,
And that was an interesting thing to do.
hey, not bad for $2.
Yeah. The only feature I wish it had that it just bloody doesn't is the ability to make certain teams into allies so that they don't attack each other,
Okay.
right? Because I have to make sure that these hordes of the undead reach the redcoats at a rate where they don't encounter each other, like they come at them in waves. Like first you've got the evil skeletons and then the shambling zombies. But it's a very fun game, honestly. It's fun to mess around with. And it's also got a very annoyingly loud opening screen. But yeah, it's fun. It's like, just get a small snack and watch this 5 to 10 minute battle play itself out.
I could think of worse ways to spend $2.
Yeah, well. Also, I've had relationships that didn't last as long as it takes for this game to load.
Okay.
I'm just saying. But when it comes back up, I'll, screw it, I'm not going to share now. Actually, how do I unshare? Oh, no, I am not even sharing in the first place. What the hell? I thought I was. Oh, well, it works out then. So, okay, so Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator. Go into sandbox mode, and I'm just going to clear out what I had fighting. You can see we've got Atlantis City here. There's also Omaha Beach. There's War Torn. If I can get the thing to scroll. War Torn. And like a volcano map. All kinds of stuff like that. Some of these come with their own hazards. Some of them are just maps, and that's it. Like the volcano, occasionally there's lava flow.
Ooh,
and the Omaha Beach, there's like mortars and landmines going off that can kill your troops. Then you've got all these different kinds of troops. One of the things I actually did, there's a festive category. So you can have about, let's say 2,000 Santa Clauses facing off against, let's see, we have heroes here. Let's go with laser knights that are definitely not Jedi in any way. And let's have about, let's call it 30 of those. And let's add in some more heroes, and let's make that be Chunk Norris, who's definitely not a martial arts movie star in any way. And now you can see them all here, right? Those are the Santa Clauses. Let's make them more of a line there. And we'll rotate that just a little. And then let's separate up the Santas and the Jedi so that they don't get up in each other's faces. Except they're totally not Jedi in any way. Definitely not. And you know what? What the heck? Let's go down to the sci-fi section and throw in some tornado troopers who are definitely not stormtroopers in any way. Let's put in 1,000 of them. And let's also make them a line. And what the hell? Let's have the not Jedi and not Chuck Norris right in the center there, so that they'll all end up fighting each other that way. And then we will start our battle. You can also set the time of day, and you can set the weather, or you can set them to random. That's that kind of thing, And like I said, this takes 1.5 million years to load. Come on, you can do it. You want to. All the other programs are doing it. Well, in any case. There we go. And it's always better to set it to cinematic mode, because otherwise you're flying around manually and it's not that interesting. So you get a bit of an idea of the landscape and all of that stuff. And there's Santa Clauses. Go!
For fuck's sake.
There's the Chunk Norrises. There's the big old line of Santas headed straight towards Chunk Norris. And there's the definitely not Jedi. You see them flinging Santa Clauses about.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it'll. Oh, and there's the tornado troopers shooting into the fray. I think there's a way to take control of various units, but I haven't really played around with it much. You can see they're just cutting this huge swath through Santas. I didn't even see the Chunk Norrises. Where are they? They couldn't possibly have gotten killed already. Oh, and some other things you can do. You can throw in T-Rexes and chickens and kangaroos. The kangaroos are nasty. Oh my gosh, they are hard to kill.
You have any Stay Puft Marshmallow Mans?
No, unfortunately, that's not a thing. There's no Godzillas either. So yeah, I still don't see the Chunk Norrises. Where are they? Maybe they're not as badass as I thought. Maybe in fact, I think the only thing I did to them was make them fight the chickens.
Bork.
So they may not be that tough. Of course, there's another thing you can do if oh, there they are. There's the Chunk Norrises, and they're laying into the tornado troopers. But one thing you can totally do if you decide that the battle has gotten boring is you can use your god powers to nuke the battlefield.
Okay, so now, well, not everybody is dead.
No, it's an area effect. But you can see the shockwave will fling people about a little. So yeah, Team Chunk Norris won.
Only because the team was out of the blast zone, right?
Yep. So, fun game. It can take a while to complete some of the battle. Like if you put, I don't know, about 8,000 troops onto the battlefield and they all fight using melee weapons, it can take a while.
Oh my.
Yeah, I've just enjoyed setting that game up and letting it run while I eat dinner. Okay, I've missed something. Julian is a ring-tailed lemur? I mean, that was said 10 minutes ago, but what? Actually, I guess, yeah, it was 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, wasn't there a comment about Sacha Baron Cohen did the voice of King Julian in Madagascar?
Oh, okay. Okay. Yay, context.
Yeah, it always helps. Oh my, oh my, oh my. That game might be worth spending $2 on.
Well, I got it on sale for like $2.50.
Okay, so was it on Mainsel or on the Gibsel?
Steam.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering which sale, Topsel. No, huh?
Well, it kind of helps if you pronounce it top sale instead of topsel, because I had no idea what the heck you were talking about. It sounded like some sort of weird soil. Oh, yeah, you plant the cucumbers in the topsel.
Yeah, that's what you get when you go aboard ship. I know what I need to do. Yeah, that's exactly what I will do.
What?
That. Yes.
Get up?
Yes. Oh my. And we're going to reach in here. And mind you, there it goes. You stay there. Don't move. This is about 1/10 of the ice cream sandwich you could get a while back.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the ice cream sandwiches were a little more substantial back in 1965. I got an ice cream sandwich and you guys don't. Yay. Yeah, this is a particularly cheap version of a Squall Mart ice cream sandwich. These are definitely not gourmet, but they do work.
You know, it occurs to me that's something I didn't do when I was out yesterday. I thought about getting like some ice cream or something. I just didn't do it. I miss being able to go to the supermarket when I have a craving. You know, where it wasn't about hazmating up first.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, if I wanted to, and if I wasn't on this show, I could, if it wasn't in the middle of a pandemic, just get up and walk to the supermarket and buy myself something ice creamy.
Okay then.
Actually, come to think of it, I did try, just not at the supermarket. There's a frozen yogurt place not too far from the supermarket, and it's in between me and the market, between the market and home. And I saw a sign that said they had pink lemonade frozen yogurt, and for some reason that sounded really good. So I went and I asked them for it, and they said, "Damn it, we're out."
Mm. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody has an interest in an ice cream sandwich. No, not anymore.
Friend of mine just posted this on Facebook. 2020 is a unique leap year. It has 29 days in February, 180 days in March, 9 months in April, and so far we're 6 years into May. It's not too inaccurate. I have to admit, I'm getting a little restless.
Yeah, it's. I got my hopes up for about 5 minutes. I saw some people going in and out of a door, an unmonitored door in Squall Mart, and it turned out that that was something not related to normal shopping. So yeah, my hopes for something getting lifted were dashed for the time being.
Hmm.
I don't know. You think I should
What?
think I should go to the Pennsylvania State House with an AR-15?
I think that's a bad idea.
Okay, just checking. It amazes me that these protesters have got as far as they have. Um, I don't understand why they didn't get, perforated. Hmm. But what do you do?
Sorry, someone posted another one of those, like, the atheist who says, "Why worship a God that I cannot see?" is now hiding in their home from a virus they cannot see. So I decided to reply. I was like, "Why worship a God that cannot be detected in any way and who appears to have no influence whatsoever and thus does not exist for all intents and purposes?"
There you are. And they don't get it, right?
Well, I posted it a couple of seconds ago, so maybe they haven't even noticed yet.
And it,
Ah! Oh, that was UPS. Okay. Will you two stop it?
UPS delivering another cat?
Nope. Nope. I know exactly what it is, but I shouldn't say because I want to do an unboxing video. And now I have 3 packages that need unboxing. So, what's up with red lights? I never agreed to that type of oppression, and they definitely infringe my rights. If you want to stop for red lights, you can do it, but or dictate my actions. Maybe if you're old and feeble, red lights are a good thing for you, but with my quick reactions, I don't need them. I ran 3 red lights last night and didn't get hurt, so I conclude any statistics about accidents are a hoax intended to enslave us. Did you know that red lights were invented in communist China? Look it up. Did our founding fathers stop for red lights? I don't think so. Today I saw a line of cars at the corner of Encinitas Boulevard and El Camino Real. Looked like a herd of sheep. Don't be a sheep. Run the red.
All right.
Or, a thinly veiled metaphor about the masks and COVID-19.
Yeah. Very thinly.
Yeah, there are so many of those going around right now. Like the one where it's like the air raid on Britain. Everyone had their lights out except for that one dude who's like, "No one can tell me what to do." So the planes can see him and bomb him.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yep.
During that blackout they had.
But what's interesting here, you're talking about the red light. I decided to look it up. World's first traffic light was a manually operated gaslit signal installed in London in December 1868. It exploded less than a month after it was implemented, injuring its policeman operator. Oh, for the love of St. Gulick.
I have to say, I don't know. I think that's funny.
Oh my. I wonder who decided on the colors.
I don't know.
Okay.
Although I'm sure even before the light, there were people with signs. Like I've never actually seen one in person, but I've seen a fair number of like images of it's not a traffic light, it's a little sign that says stop and another one that says go, and they switch from one to the other. You know what I'm talking about?
The little flags that come out from the side.
Well, I wouldn't have called them flags, but yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I'm trying to remember if those were painted or not, with the colors, or if they just said stop and go.
I imagine they'd have to be painted colors just because what if you're too far away to read?
Yeah. Okay.
Or hell, back in the day when cars were new, I'm sure there were a lot of really illiterate people.
Oh, well, that too. Oh my. Yeah, oh my. Okay, there's a picture I'm looking at over here with a semaphore, a traffic signal, where yeah, stop is signaled by the two arms out straight, and then caution is down at an angle.
What's go?
It doesn't show.
Maybe
Go,
go is no flags at all.
it could be. It looks like it might be.
Well, stop being the arms out to the side. They still use that, actually. That was what they used in the motorcycle safety course I took.
Oh, okay.
The fakest part of zombie apocalypse movies is the lack of protesters demanding their right to be eaten.
Oh, jeez. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, from what I'm seeing in this article, it appears that red and green light signals first appeared in 1912. The first manually controlled electric signal comes to Cleveland in 1914. I thought I remembered a first something or other in Cleveland.
So I'm a little frightened about something I just found. It's a "Which Star Trek Captain Are You" quiz on StarTrek.com. I can only think of one answer I don't want.
Yeah.
So let's see. What is your greatest weakness? Well, gee, whose answer could coffee possibly be? I wonder.
I don't know.
No, I don't mean which of us would answer that. I mean, which captain is it? Because I know.
Coffee.
Yeah, that would be Janeway on Voyager.
Okay.
Man, I hate these. How do most people describe you? And they give you like 5 options, none of which are butt munch. Calm, brave, intelligent, patient, and passionate. Of those, I'd have to go with passionate, possibly intelligent, maybe brave, I don't know. Certainly not patient or calm. What is the secret to being a legendary Starfleet captain? Well, I guess that one. Going where no one has gone before. How do you like to unwind? Watching television. What was your favorite subject in school? Yeah, I'll go with recess. If your mission depended on getting information out of someone, how would you do it? Wow, charm, diplomacy, intimidation, and cleverness. Well, probably not charm or diplomacy. Oh, wow. What's your motto? Well, there comes a time when we have to stop thinking and start doing. Goodness knows I've said that from time to time. It's like, you know that scene in Life of... Have you seen Life of Brian?
Yes, I have.
Oh, well, how am I supposed to know? There's that one scene where they're all like, this calls for immediate discussion. It's like, no, Reg, it's very simple. You go to where they're crucifying people and you stop them nailing him up. It's really simple. Something's happening, Reg. Something's actually happening, Reg. You know, like that. It's just, yeah, okay. I'll go with that. Because I have to admit, please not, please not, please not. Oh, okay, I'll take Benjamin Sisko. Why not? Sure. Yeah. Okay. Why not?
That would be a good route. Yeah, I know.
Well,
I'll be
hold on
way
a sec
over
there,
there.
Set. What the heck's wrong with Janeway? I can't imagine what would be wrong with Janeway. Although I have to wonder whatever happened to the actress who plays her. Because, man, she is absolutely unrecognizable now. I mean, like I had no idea it was her.
Okay.
Let's see if I can. Wow, someone else played Janeway in the pilot? I had no idea. But no, when I started watching Orange is the New Black, I looked at her and I like it took 3 episodes before I knew it was her. Partly because she used to be this like stringy beanpole and then kind of blimped up a bit, but also because she was using a Russian accent in Orange is the New Black, and I was completely boggled.
Okay then.
Well, here, have a look. Would you necessarily have realized that these two were the same person?
Wow.
I mean, would you have?
Man, you'd have to do some visual picking apart there.
And now imagine coupled with the Russian accent, the one on the left. Whereas on the right, she just had a pretty generic American accent.
Indeed.
I just like that time Paul Reiser was on the second season of Stranger Things. It took me about as many episodes to realize that it was him because he had aged quite a bit. Oh wow, really? There's a website of what people who are in Orange is the New Black look like when they're not playing their characters. And I mean, most of them look about like you'd expect, but there are a couple that really don't. Like they've got their hair in a different style. They don't have makeup to make them look extra skanky. And yeah, I mean, because they're all playing prisoners in Orange is the New Black, and you wouldn't necessarily realize. Well, anyway.
Okay then.
Yeah. Oh, yikes. I forgot about her. There's this one character, she's like a skinhead with facial tattoos all over the place. And honestly, like, I'm not sure she looks much better when she's normal.
Okay.
Well, mostly it's just the way the hell too much eye makeup. You see?
Jesus Christ.
That is just way the hell too much eye makeup. There was another character that I saw her picture on the website, and like the link I clicked on had a picture that's not here on the website, and that's annoying because it was the picture that made me go, oh my gosh, that's her. Well, that's a thumbnail, but fine. It should be visible enough. There. because
Holy.
she played someone terribly skanky, like Trailer Park probably has a couple of diseases look on the show.
Uh-huh.
And looking at her without all that extra gunk on her face, she's actually kind of attractive. I'm just saying.
Yep. Indeed. Balgotesta.
Yeah. I don't know. It's funny. One of the characters on that show was like a Mormon who, like, they have sorry, not Mormon. Sorry, not Mormon. Amish. I think I was trying to say Mennonite
I was
and
gonna
got
say there's a slight
confused.
difference, yeah.
Yeah, but no, she was like Amish. But they have that thing where they let the kids, when they hit a certain age, go out into the actual world and decide if they want to stay in it or go back to the Amish.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, she decided she didn't want to go back to the Amish and ended up getting into drugs and this, that, and the other thing. And man, that character looked like such a skank. And then you look at her as like when she's out of the makeup, not in the show, and I'm like, wow, that's one hell of a change.
And that's a real interesting thing because if I remember the way it works, yeah, the kids are allowed to go off on their own, so they're wild oats, whatever the hell you want to call it. But if they decide they don't want to go back, they have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're basically forced into going back. So what good is, yeah, it just makes no sense.
Well, I mean, I guess the idea is probably to let them see that it's like worse out there. That like to say, look at everything you'll be losing, and look at how confusing and cacophonous the world is outside of our little clan.
Yeah, but
And I mean, I can see how that might not work so well. I mean, goodness knows, I've mentioned many times, my parents and I lived out in the screaming wilderness until I was about 5. And even when we moved into what passes for a city in Vermont, I would beg them to move to like New York or LA or something, constantly begged them, can we move to a city, a real city? And so I'm sure there's like Amish kids out there who go out into the real world and go, oh my gosh, look at what I've been missing out on.
yeah, and then, how do you find a place to live? How do you find a job when you have no skills that work in the real world? And that whole thing, and that whole thing about showing them how bad it is in the real world. Well, yeah, it's bad when it's made to look that bad.
Sorry, Columbia's been sneezing on me and it's not pleasant.
Mao.
Yeah, she sneezed all over my forearm. Also, I'll be right back. It's actually about 15 minutes past their feeding time, so I'll be right back.
Moo.
I didn't think it'd be utterly dead air until I got back.
Oh, move beef. That's interesting. The little, it sounds like a waterfall behind you.
I have a fan on.
Ah, that's gotta be it. That's gotta be it.
Yeah, it's a little on the warm side in here.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to start looking at. I'm gonna have to look at ways to cool this down because if the trend continues, it's gonna be insufferable in here. And yeah, I'll have to do something about moving air around because I don't have $5 a day for air conditioning.
Let me see here. Wow, really? It is currently 73 degrees in the Fahrenheit.
Okay. So
Now, I don't know, like people have told me it's probably because I have no insulation or something, but it is usually hotter in my apartment than it is outside.
Thinking,
Or
thinking.
colder for that matter. It depends. Like it's rarely the same temperature in here as it is out there.
Moo. There we are. I just curiouses. Okay, so that is that. And okay, let's see. It says today, and then let's to see what it says about today. Okay, 77 and clear. Here in Pittsburgh.
It was 78 around about 2 hours ago. I am not entirely certain. Oh, that's who that is. Okay, I saw a name on the list for Orange is the New Black. Her name's Catherine Curtin. I got to wondering if she's related to Jane Curtin, which it does not say on her IMDb page at all, and it probably would. Wait a minute, she's in Stranger Things? Who the hell is she in Stranger Things? But she's in Orange is the New Black, and I just figured out she's one of the guards. That's why I don't recognize her, because I remember the brain cramp now. I remember the prisoners better, and also her hair is in a very different style in that picture there. So who the hell did you play in Stranger Things? Ah, there's her name. And I lost it because the stupid page jumped around because it was still loading. Of course it did. Let's see, let me just... Curtin. Catherine Curtin. Claudia Henderson? I do not remember this character at all. Hello, Columbia. Man, you are sporting some gigantic eye boogers, Columbia. Clean yourself. Silly kitty. All right, well, where did that name go? Okay, Claudia Henderson. Image search, Claudia Henderson, Stranger Things. Let me see, which could... Oh, her. Okay. Oh, got it. That's his mom. All right. That's Dustin's mom. I'm gonna have to rewatch Stranger Things now and pay better attention. I'm usually better at spotting actors.
Moo.
Well, anyway, Stranger Things is such a good show. It's a shame. If you have Netflix, you jolly well better watch it.
No, it's not the Netflix to having to making.
Well, it's a really great show. And I cannot wait for season 4. Although, to be perfectly honest, they could end it right the hell now, and it would only be annoying because there was a tiny, 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 tiny little cliffhanger that really had very little bearing on the actual plot. And had they not done it and then ended the show, it would have changed nothing and made people less annoyed if they canceled it right now. And for those of you who've seen it, I meant the people who moved away at the end of the last season. If they hadn't done that, honestly, they could have ended it on season 3 and it would have been completely inconsequential. Oh, well, actually, no, I take that back. There was another cliffhanger with the, well, I'm not going to say it, but what appeared to be Hopper. Never mind, I'll just be over here.
Okay.
It's funny because I'd forgotten, like Stranger Things takes place in the 80s, and I'd kind of forgotten a lot about what it was like during the Cold War.
Oh,
You know, like
okay.
the very tail end of it, where people were talking, oh yeah, we're totally gonna get nuked by the Russians, and then we totally didn't.
There were a couple
But
times it came damn close.
I mean, like a big theme in season 3 is like Russians during the Cold War.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's weird that it was a nostalgic moment, but in a weird way, it kind of was. Because I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. There was a movie called Ruskies that came out where these 3 totally gung ho army mad kids end up like finding and making friends with a Russian sailor who had ended up stranded off of his submarine.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
It was like one of those things where it's the very end of the Cold War. We're starting to make friends with Russia. Its tensions are going down. And so why not do that fish out of water story where people make friends with the guy who used to be our enemy?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those. And I mean, it had an interesting cast. I'll say that much. Like the Russian dude is played by one of the guys from the movie Top Gun. It's got the kid who played. Why am I blanking on his name now? The main kid, Peter Billingsley, the main kid from A Christmas Story.
Okay then.
What's his name? Like Frankie or something? I forget the kid's name in the
The
movie.
the one who wanted the rifle?
Yeah,
Yeah, Ralphie.
Ralphie. That was it. Yeah, right. Well, he's in it. Leaf Phoenix, also known as Joaquin Phoenix, was in it. He was Leaf at the time. And other people. I hate to say it, the token black kid is someone I don't think I've seen him in anything else ever again. I hate to say that, but it's true. It's kind of like Jason Presson, who played Darren in Explorers. Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix went on to do some really big parts, but Jason Presson just disappeared.
Okay, so they tried the cloaking device out on him, and it's no, huh?
No,
No.
no. Okay, let's see. Stefan DeSalle? I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but yeah, that kid was in 2 movies. 2. Whereas Peter Billingsley and Leaf Phoenix, Joaquin Phoenix, take your pick. Let's see. that would be 35 credits on IMDb and 54 credits on IMDb versus that other kid's 2.
All right.
Yeah. Now, I wonder if that's a race thing or if he just didn't like acting and said, screw this crap, because that's happened. You know.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, because, like, one thing I've been noticing lately is just how many people in Hollywood have blue eyes. Even when they don't, they have blue eyes. There's a lot of people out there in Hollywood who wear contacts, colored contacts, because apparently if you have blue eyes, you're more likely to get a part.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm. But another thing I've noticed is just how many people in Hollywood are left-handed. Because there is a stupid number of lefties working as actors. Seriously. I mean, if you stop and notice someone sitting down and writing what hand the pen's in, there's a lot of lefties. I mean, a lot. Like, disproportionate number of lefties. And maybe it's weird that I've noticed this, but I've worked in a lot of video stores and I spend a lot of my time watching movies while I work, and I notice these things.
Oh my, oh my.
It's kind of like, I know I've mentioned this one before, is how often, like if it doesn't take place in LA or New York, it's often San Diego, San Francisco, Seattle, or Chicago. Like those are the cities to set a TV show or a movie in. And often, if it's set in LA or New York, they'll mention one of the alternate places.
Okay, so
like the sheer number of times someone's in New York and they go, oh yeah, I just transferred here from San Diego. Really? Like, seriously, oh, I got my training in Seattle and now I'm in New York. It comes up all the frickin' time. It really does. It's weird.
nobody gets the training in Cleveland, huh?
No. No, in fact, usually if something's set in Cleveland, it's a sitcom. Oh, I'm not even kidding.
No, I know that. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I notice these things way too much, I think. Well, I mean, you know, because like you've seen my license plate collection from various movies, and one of them is that 2GAT123 plate, which is the 555 phone number of license plates.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, not everyone has spotted that. Like the sheer number of times I've brought it up to people, I said, you watch movies and go looking at license plates, you'll see it. Like, oh, hey, interesting. I wonder, I'm looking here at the license plate entry on Wikipedia, and now it doesn't give a list of how many movies. Damn. No, I don't see it. I was really hoping there'd be a list of movies that it was in. Well, let's see. They list a couple of movies here: Beverly Hills Cop 2, Training Day, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Role Models, Traffic, Mulholland Drive, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and many, many other movies. Yeah, they left out L.A. Story, which is one of my favorites. Yay, Steve Martin. But
Okay then.
oh, hey, this website though mentions L.A. Story. Such a great flick.
Yay.
I mean, I guess you've never seen it.
No, I haven't seen any movies. You know that, right?
Yeah, well, still, I was hoping because you like Steve Martin, don't you?
Yes, I does.
Well, I was kind of hoping that this would be one of his that you had seen.
He's really impressive at the banjo, I will say. Oh my. At any rate,
Yes.
yes.
Well, and it is 6:30 here. I should probably
Yeah.
consider food soon. Although I'm not actually hungry, I just sort of feel like I should be eating dinner at dinner time.
Well, that isn't a bad idea, really.
Well, I mean, I suppose, but what if I end up hungry at like 9 p.m. and I realize, oh, so I will be eating 3 meals today?
Well, you could ensure being hungry at 9 by eating Chinese at 6, right?
Yeah, but I could probably, well, I mean, number one, it's past 6, but number two, I'd still be hungry at 9 if I didn't eat Chinese, wouldn't I?
Okay, then, yes. Now, why don't
Yeah,
we?
and you know the problem is like, have you ever dated anyone Chinese?
No, I have not.
Well, the thing is that if you have sex with someone who's Chinese, a half hour later you're horny again.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, old joke, but you mentioned Chinese food. I did. This isn't my fault. I blame you.
Okay. Ah, I'm a good person to blame for just about everything.
Hmm. Oh wow! Someone on Facebook says my kink is watching white people get fired from their jobs for being racist. I
Okay.
mean, that's a pretty specific kink, but okay.
Oh, yoy. Yeah, I'm starting to fade. To be, I've been up since about 6:30 a.m. Maybe 7.
I think I got up around 7 something, and it wasn't entirely by choice because, cats, but I'm pretty sure that's around
Well,
about. Of course, my 7 was rather later than your 7, yay, time zones.
yay! Yeah, that would be my 10. When I was, let me see, what was I doing at 10? Um, oh, I was going up to the Squall Mart to look for a couple of things and then bring them back. Yes, that's what I was doing. Hopefully, my last trip before the end of the month. Oh, oh, please excuse me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, why don't we? Yeah, if I'm starting to yawn, that's a bad sign.
Hmm.
So I'll tell you what, everybody, well, there are 5 people watching right now, and I'm assuming you and I are 2 of them.
Actually, no. I have closed that window. I only have the chat up.
Ah, ta prozhnie. Okay.
Well, there's not really a point to me having the stream up. The only reason to have it up is to pop out the chat and then close it.
I wonder. I wonder if it counts you as watching if you have the chat and nothing else popped up. I don't know.
Well, okay, here's my question then. I wonder, like, how fast does it update how many people are watching? Like, if I were to click away from the page 100%, would the number of people watching drop right away, or would there be a delay?
I think there's a bit of a delay, but I'm not sure how long it runs.
Hmm. I mean, because I could just close the chat and then see what happens if the number goes down, but then some jackass out there is probably going to quit to shake up the numbers
There
because
you
this is
go.
the internet. But, I suppose I could do it unannounced, I guess. Or alternately, I could even close the window. Like maybe it counts as watching if I'm in the chat, like like vocally and potentially visually. Um, like maybe I'd have to close absolutely everything before it would say that I'm not a viewer.
Yeah, that is, I am not knowing. Now, what's interesting over here is I'm looking at the YouTube page and it says 5 are watching now. I'm looking at the live stream setup page and it says 6 concurrent viewers. So I don't know if it's counting the setup page as another viewer, but then again, you'd think that would show up on the front side. Oh, please excuse me. Yay. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Yeah, and it's staying at 5.
Hmm.
It's staying at 5.
Interesting. Sorry, I was looking at an article here that piqued my curiosity. Can a business refuse to serve customers who aren't wearing masks? And it says here, what if you don't want to wear a mask? Can you be denied service? Is it against your rights as an American citizen to be turned away? The short answer, yes, you can be denied service if you're not wearing a mask, and your rights are not being infringed upon if that happens on private property. Private companies have the right to turn customers away, and patrons have the right to choose which establishments they'll give their business.
Okay, yeah.
See, as long as businesses are enforcing that in a non discriminatory manner and they are requiring everyone to wear the mask, they have the right on their premises to say, if you want to shop here, you have to wear a mask. David Sensman, a Minneapolis attorney, told KARE, which I'm assuming is a network affiliate. Unfortunately, there's a lot of misunderstanding about what rights we have and who we have them against. That is not something the Constitution gives you a right to prevent. You can exercise your right by not shopping at that particular store.
Okay. Yeah, I remember.
It's compared to the no shirt, no shoes, no service standard.
I've seen similar stuff in articles relating to Greg Locke and his ilk. Because he's always.
I really hope he doesn't end up committing suicide by virus because he's so much fun to respond to. I'm just saying. Like I don't like him, and I wouldn't feel much loss outside of YouTube responses if he died, but YouTube responses.
Oh, what a total jackass! But yeah, he is fun to respond to.
Hmm. I just have not had the energy or the will to make YouTube videos lately. I've been, I don't know, distracted, I guess, and a little bit worn down by the by the quarantine, by the lockdown, by all of that social distancing. It's just I don't have the energy, but I really want to make another response to Brother Scooter.
Is he making more films?
Oh, he's got a huge library of them.
Oh, okay then. It's just getting the initiative, huh? Getting past the inertia.
The will.
Moo.
So yeah, I keep meaning to, but like I keep saying, I'm tired. I'm like not. I don't know. I just feel like I've been doing it for too long. You know,
Well,
like I thought I had infinite endurance, but I've been worn down.
well, what is it? 12, 14 years is a heck of a long time to be doing this.
It's true.
I don't know. You're one of the bedrock, basically.
Well, see, that's the thing. I also don't sort of feel like that.
Well, yeah, I guess the way one is perceived by others and the way one perceives oneself sometimes differ.
No,
Most of the
well,
time
that
differ.
but that's not. If I was Bedrock, I'd have a bigger subscriber base. Damn it.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. I don't get that whole missing subscriber base.
Hmm.
Where you do not have 250,000 subscribers.
You know, at this point, I'd settle for 50 or 60K.
Oh, oh my, oh my, my. Did I mention I'm old?
Many, 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 many times.
Okay then.
Well, thing is, though, as much as anything, I think old is a state of mind. I mean, I've been telling myself I'm still forever young for quite some time, and it seems to be working out for me. So, I don't know. I think our attitude toward ourselves can shape who we become to a certain degree. I mean, there are some realities about the world that we cannot deny as much as we wish we could. But I do think our attitude has an effect.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. God, this thing was run down pretty tightly.
Oh, geez. Present now, a window, and there.
Boof. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I had to share that. There was no choice. And let's see if I can get this stream prematurely ended.
Oh my. Oh
I
my.
think you would have to use copious amounts of strategically placed food coloring for people to get the right idea.
There you are. And then, YouTube's tongue is caramelized from drinking so much cola. Well, that was 10 minutes ago.
You got me kind of wanting a root beer float earlier.
I had one.
That's why.
Okay.
You mentioned it, and you got me kind of wanting one now.
Oh, my.
But I'm sure as heck not going out to get one.
Oh, I don't know. Is it my imagination, or is the root beer
Yes.
just not what it used to be?
It's your imagination.
Okay. I discovered something interesting, that a root beer from my youth, Hires root beer, is in a limited availability in the U.S. because the same company that owns the Hires brand also owns the A&W brand, and doesn't want two of their brands competing against each other.
Well, here's the thing, though, and I don't know if they even still make this, but I always preferred Ramblin' root beer.
I don't know that one.
Really?
Really? Yeah.
But it just, oh, wow, okay.
Let me, okay, Ramblin' Root Beer. Yeah. Don't know that one. The label doesn't even look familiar.
Really? Apparently it was made by Coca-Cola. It says that right on the can.
Product of the Coca-Cola Company. Yeah.
Wow, that zoom in did not go well.
Did not go well at all. No.
But yeah, that was always my favorite, was Ramblin' root beer.
The root beers I knew best were Hires, Dad's, and Frosty.
Don't know Frosty.
That one had a Jack Frostish sort of character on the label.
Still don't know it. Let me see here. Oh, Coca-Cola stopped making Ramblin' root beer after they bought Barks.
Ah, Move Beef.
Oh, wait a minute. As of 2015, Ramblin' root beer is again available for sale, distributed by the Orca Beverage Company of Mukilteo, Washington. Huh. Oh no. I've never actually been to Mukilteo. I heard people mention it a lot when I lived in Seattle, but I never went there. So, here's an interesting new presidential candidate, Rick Astley, because he's never going to give you up. He'll never let you down or run around or desert you. He won't make you cry or say goodbye or tell a lie or hurt you. Okay.
Okay, then.
Makes a certain kind of sense, actually. Probably make a better frickin' president than Trump or Biden. Hell, he'd probably make a better candidate than Buttigieg. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure Rick Astley's gay, and so's Buttigieg. So, I mean, if we're gonna insist on a gay candidate... Oh, wait a minute. He's British. That's not going to work out for us. Okay, yeah. That's his career. Personal life. Oh, I guess he's not gay. Why does everyone think he's gay? Everyone I know thinks he's gay. Weird. His wife's kind of hot, too. Wow. I so totally, everyone I know. Okay. Huh. Well, learn something new every day. Not always something useful. But yeah, I honestly never thought the dude was British. Like, if you'd asked me, I would have been surprised it was even a question. It was the same way with Def Leppard, actually. Had no idea they were British.
Okay.
Well, let me guess, you have no idea who Def Leppard is.
Oh, I know who Def Leppard is. I was trying hard to come up with a really bad turn of phrase, and I was just getting nowhere with it.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you know, I'm thinking of, you know, a cat that's hard of hearing, but what can you do with that?
dunno.
I want to know where that came from. I want to know where that
What?
phrase. I want to know where that phrase "hard of hearing" came from in reference to, um, you know, not being able to hear well.
Well, I don't know.
You know, is there anything else that's hard of?
See, I can't help feeling yes, but nothing's popping to mind at the moment. Well, let's see. Hard of hearing is indeed one of those phrases that we use every day, but suddenly seem truly strange when you stop to think about them. There isn't any similar phrase in common usage today. We don't say, I'm hard of walking if we use a cane, though we might say walking is hard, or he's hard of thinking if someone is Donald Trump. I mean, if someone seems a bit dim. The short answer to the question is that we used to say such things all the time, using hard in the general sense of not easily capable, having difficulty in doing something. From 15th century until the mid 19th century, for instance, it was common to say that an unsuccessful student was hard to learn. Interesting. It says near, oh, and in fact, okay, there's a quote from 1579. It says, of slow capacity and hard to learn and conceive. And some of these words are spelled pretty funky, like capacity is spelled Capacitie instead of, yeah. Anyway, or that an insomniac was hard to sleep. So our modern English word hard first appeared in Old English, blah, 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 drawn from Germanic roots, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well, let's see. In the 15th century, the focus of this sense of hard is in like really solid or difficult to move, shifted from the task to be done to the person doing it. And we began to use hard in the sense of having difficulty doing something. That persists in hard of hearing today. Hard of hearing, however, is the only use of that sense of hard still in common usage. Oh, here we go. There have been, incidentally, some interesting synonyms for hard of hearing over the years. Back in the 17th century, the hearing impaired were termed simply deafish. In the 18th century, the term dunny was common, dun here being a form of din, meaning loud noise, with the implication that the person's hearing was impeded as one would be by a loud noise. Unfortunately, dunny was also used to mean stupid, paralleling the use of dumb, originally in English, only unable to speak, as an insult meaning slow-witted. I've also heard dunny used as a phrase for the bathroom.
That's the one I thought I remembered.
If there were an award for the weirdest synonym for hard of hearing, I'd nominate the archaic form thick-listed, based on the obsolete English verb to list, meaning to hear, which eventually produced our familiar to listen. The thick in thick-listed is a dialectical English usage of the common adjective thick, here meaning dull, not sharp, also found in the archaic expression thick-sighted. I assume for blind. Interesting. Well, there we go.
Moo.
Let me see here. Definition. Oh, wow. Okay, so dunny is for bathroom is mostly an Australian or New Zealand slang word.
Okay, then. That's what I thought. Okay.
Although in Scottish and Northern English, apparently an outside toilet or the passageway leading to it, and by extension a passageway or cellar. So basically it's a porta-john is a dunny.
Ah.
At least in Britain. Interesting. Well, I suppose if not a porta-john, at least an outhouse. It's funny, you know, back when my parents and I lived in the screaming wilderness, my parents decided to install something, maybe you've heard of it, called a Clevis Multrum, which was basically a, well, like our toilet seat led to a hole in the ground where a septic tank collected everything we put into it, and then it was like repurposed as fertilizer. It smelled awful, and if it was wintertime, your ass froze on this thing.
Oops.
Let's see. Wow, they still make them. Clevis Multrum, manufacturer of composting toilets and gray water systems since 1973. And there's some interesting diagrams of them. Present now, a window, share screen, and here we go. This is literally what I remember. Is the toilet up here and a big old just hole going down into this tank. That's completely what I remember. I don't remember ever seeing the tank because I was 4, but still. Weird device, eh?
Strange, yes, as in not often seen. Yeah, I remember the cottage that my grandparents had actually had a working outhouse. Well, it wasn't an outhouse so much as an out extension of the garage. Yeah, with a little trap door sort of arrangement that you unlatched and flipped up, and then raked the composted shit out of there.
Okay.
There was 1 or 2 occasions to use that thing, actually, in my memory. One when something or other was not quite working right with the septic system.
I don't know. I could go the rest of my life and die happy, never again being anywhere near an outhouse.
Oh, Moo, I'm not thinking of running toward one or anything like that or anything, but
It's funny that, okay, there's this show, I'm sure I've mentioned it before, and I really like it, called The Last Man on Earth.
uh-huh.
Basically, disease wipes out most of humanity, and this guy thinks he's the last man on Earth. Turns out he's totally not. But for a while, because there's no running water anywhere anymore, it started using a swimming pool as his toilet, and it got pretty rank by the time, he actually met another person. And she insisted he clean it out by hand, because how else he gonna do it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm seeing a thing, and it's kind of like that on the occasions when they actually have toilet paper. And it says right on it, save $5.
Okay.
Now, to be fair, this is 32 double rolls, but that still seems like an inflated price. I'm pretty sure, I have a box of toilet paper I haven't used yet that I ordered off of Amazon. And I'm pretty sure the price was lower than for a similar amount.
Hmm.
Let me see how many rolls came in this thing. I still have it on my orders here. Okay, at 24 count, it doesn't say what I paid for it. Oh well, I don't remember. But I think it was less. Like by proportionately less is what I'm saying.
Okay, let's see. To see if it's anything over there to seeing.
So I found something kind of disturbing a few days ago, like a week or two ago. Because when I was looking up toilet paper on Amazon, 42 results for prime eligible used toilet paper. Used.
Okay.
Maybe it's just me, but I'm not paying for that. And can you blame me?
Well, I could, but neither could I expect anyone to take me seriously when I did. Okay, now if we got on the thing over to here is yet. Say again?
I said, what of the what now?
Yes. Oh, but you got orange. Oh, no. No, 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 no.
What's funny to me is I guess it's just because the toothpaste is a much more overpowering flavor. But if you drink the OJ and then brush your teeth, it's not so bad. It's only after you brush your teeth and then drink the OJ that it's nasty.
All right, then. Now, am I on this to looking? They have on the squallmart.com here. 21,000 sheet rolls, okay, 20,000 sheets of toilet paper for $14.27.
That's not bad, I think.
And it's certainly not $1 a roll. which was the one you showed, right?
Yeah. Hmm. Why am I so tired? Don't want to be.
I don't know. Did you not inject yourself with enough essence of cat?
What?
Well, I was just wondering if you injected enough essence of cat to get you through the day. I mean, it might do a better job actually than injecting yourself with disinfectant, even.
What?
No.
I'm terribly confused.
Oh, did you remember the statement that the jackass in chief made, or something that was construed to be injecting yourself with disinfectant?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just trying to take off on that and failing miserably.
Well, context wise, I mean, I still don't know what cat has to do with it.
Oh, that's just totally out of left field.
Well, that would be why I didn't get it.
Okay. Although, is there cat essence around here, or I'm looking. There's the essence of cat. Oh, I see what you're on. She always has to be on something.
Heroin?
That too. Yeah, when I say on something, I mean she's always on something, because you don't find the Sylvia floating in midair, but she is on the plastic shopping bag that is on the floor. She can't be on the floor. She has to be on the plastic shopping bag.
I see.
And the more layers, the better. So, if she could get to the bedroom, for example, she could be on the floor, which she rarely is. She could be on the bed, which is on the floor, which she would very often do when the bed was out here. Or she could be on the blanket, which is on the bed, which is on the floor. Or the other blanket, which is on the blanket, which is on the bed, which is on the floor. Or my polo shirt, which is on the other blanket, which is on the blanket, which is on the bed, you get the picture, right?
I might.
Yeah, I mean, given a choice of numbers of layers, it always has to be the greatest number of layers. Yes, I'm talking about.
Okay. Just okay.
I'm talking about you, Cat. Ha! God, I know that feeling.
Okay, I hope that clank was outside and not one of the cats doing shit they shouldn't.
Guess.
Actually, I think it was outside.
Oh, okay, that's better. That's good. Oh my.
Hmm.
Ha 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 ha. Oh, excuse me, please.
Football.
Football, yeah. No, you kind of remind me about that. The comfortable place to put arms, the comfortable place to put much of anything. It's about time to
Hmm.
replace my pillows. I kill pillows.
Okay. Well, don't you say you thrash around while you're trying to sleep? Like you don't even wake up on the same end of the bed?
Well, not so much anymore. I mean, when I was younger, yeah, I used to be reversed and inverted and all kinds of other sort of things like that. Now I still thrash around a bit. I mean, I'm really hard on pillows. I need two, and I might get a year out of them if I'm lucky. And that's two of the extra firm pillows that are about 8 inches thick each.
Well, what do you do to them exactly?
I must beat them to death or something. I would have thought that I laid on them, put my head on them and went to sleep, but they flatten out very quickly. Well, I have the arm curled under the two pillows, and then I have the head on the two pillows.
Well, I have a hypothesis for why you might be flattening them out, but you're not going to find it flattering
Okay,
because maybe it's just your big fat head.
could be.
Mhm.
Could very,
Your
very well
well
be.
armored cranium.
Yeah. Oh, my word.
You ever post something on social media where you think you're about to get a mountain of shit for it, and instead the person you said it to, in fact, the person you said it about, agrees with you?
Rarely, but it does happen.
I was a little surprised, honestly. I thought she was going to dump a mountain of shit on my head, but it turns out she liked my reply to her.
Ah, okay then.
Like, as in, literally hit that like button.
Saved by the like.
Yeah. Ay, merciful Zeus.
Shintai agora sa batidi aí, querer.
No.
No, oh.
No.
I was so
If you said that
hoping.
to me in person, I would hit you on the nose with a newspaper.
Oh my, oh my.
So, what is up with the public's recent fascination with butt plugs? It's all anyone seems able to talk about.
Isa may não annoying. I mean, I didn't find butt plugs all that interesting. I mean, occasionally there'd be a cute something about the Jesus butt plug or the Virgin Mary butt plug, but I mean, nothing that could capture and hold my interest for any great length of time.
I don't get the appeal of it. Maybe it's like a guy thing where it stimulates the prostate thing.
I don't know. Hmm.
Couldn't tell you.
I could not.
But I'm quite curious. Not curious enough to look it up, by the way.
Okay.
As in, I'm not sure I'll like the answer I get.
Ha! Ha!
Well, you know.
That
And
reminds
they're
me.
making every damn flavor of chips these days. Why not?
Oh, that reminds me of the stuff you find, with like Coca-Cola Zero with no sugar and no caffeine, and by the time the list is over, and it's like, what the fuck is in this thing anyway?
Well, I have found artificial like sweeteners really disgusting. I mean, like really fucking disgusting. Like saccharin and sweet and low and stevia and all that stuff. There's just always some quality to it where it tastes off.
Okay, I can
Like I'm
believe
not even
this.
sure I can describe how off it tastes like there's chemicals in there that you probably shouldn't consume.
Well, the thing I found interesting, and everybody looks at me like I'm from another planet when I mention it, but this the sodium saccharin, the stuff that comes in the pink envelopes.
Sure.
If I empty one of those envelopes onto my tongue, it doesn't taste sweet. It tastes bitter.
Well, why would you put it under your tongue?
I was just curious one day how sweet this stuff was. So I thought I would put it on my tongue. And instead of the sweet, I got bitter. And it was like, okay, this is
Is it
interesting.
on now? I thought you would put it under your
Oh,
tongue.
I'm saying maybe I did not say what I meant to say or something. No, when I put it on the tongue. Yeah. Yeah, I just tilt it back and, like some of the kids I've seen eat packets of sugar that way.
Well, I mean, I'll eat packets of sugar. I will do sugar if it's actually sugar. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. But the sodium saccharin, it's weird. Nobody else seems to know what I'm talking about, but then again, maybe nobody else has been crazy enough to put an entire envelope of that stuff on their tongue.
Well, I'm sure someone has, but I'm sure part of why no one knows what you're talking about is if you just called it saccharin, they might. As opposed to what was it, sodium polysaccharide? I'm sure there's a lot of people going, "What the hell's that?"
Sodium saccharin, yes.
Well, sure, but if you just said saccharin, people go, "Eh." I'm sure people would grok that a lot better.
Now I wonder. Now you got me thinking. Ah, okay. One can obtain calcium saccharin. I wonder if it tastes much different than, okay. Something to look into.
Okay.
Saccharin, calcium saccharin, and sodium saccharin are used in cosmetic and personal care products as flavoring agents. Why would you want to flavor a cosmetic?
I'm just wondering why they have agents.
That too. Saccharin is about 300 times as sweet as sugar.
But still tastes chemically, though.
Stable when heated, even in the presence of acids, does not react chemically with other food ingredients and stores well. Okay. Mes decenta malocrobadiana. Oh, okay. Benzoic sulfamide. Oh, so it's an imide. Okay. Boy, it's a cute looking molecule.
Does it have a happy face on it?
It doesn't have a happy face, but it's got arms that it's flailing about.
Oh.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a snowman with 3 arms.
You know, I really wish that there would be like a movie about a pandemic where it's a bacteria, where like bacteria is what's killing everybody instead of a virus. Because it's always a damn virus.
Yeah, okay. Um, I know we were talking about this before, but wasn't the horrible disease in The Stand caused by a bacterium?
I don't think so.
Okay. I couldn't remember. Been 20 years
I
since
mean, I could look it up, but I'm pretty sure it was a virus.
Okay. Okay. No reason to doubt you. It's been a couple decades since I've read that.
Okay. Hmm. And now today's inspirational religious message. Yep. Oh, yeah, that's a really old joke. It's I want to die happily in my sleep like my grandfather, not screaming in terror like the people in his car. Old joke, but I was looking at the pictures on my Facebooks and that one came up. And now I've got one for the people who have an interest in laws regarding firearms. Yep. Well, what you gonna do?
Oh, that's interesting.
What?
I'm looking at sodium cyclamate and sodium saccharin, and they have very similar sections. Each of them has a section of the molecule that is virtually identical between the two of them. And I'm looking and I wonder, okay, I wonder if that is the element that makes the stuff sweet.
Well, it's not wrong. So, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but have you ever really, really deeply and intensely hated a band And then it turns out that you only ever heard the song of theirs that got played on the radio, and everything else that they've done is in a completely different style, and you actually kind of enjoy it.
I'm not sure I've run into that specific situation. I mean, I've more often run into the situation where, yeah, most of the stuff is pretty good, and then you run into the occasional really bad track, but not the other way around.
So, not encountering the bad track first.
Right.
Well, it turns out I actually like the Eurythmics. I just can't stand that Sweet Dreams song.
Okay.
Sweet dreams are made of things. It's such an ugly ass song. Although when played in a major key, I really like it.
Ah.
But it turns out that most of their other music sounds not a damn thing like that. Like seriously, not a damn thing like it. And I enjoy that music in ways that I definitely don't enjoy Sweet Dreams. Are made of this or made of these. I'm never sure if it's made of this or made of these, because it sounds sort of like these, but I'm pretty sure the album cover says this.
Okay. I had always thought it was this, but I mean, who am I to disagree?
Nobody. Well, you did ask.
Yes, I did.
It's funny, that part that's actually been really difficult to cast in this animation I'm working on. Like, I like some of the voices I've heard, and I've told some of them, hey, I might want you for the part. But nobody has an accent that's particularly remarkable unless it's British. And I hate to say, the British people who could do this voice are not very good actors. I hate to say. Either that or they're great actors and they just don't understand the character. But regardless, not very usable. But what I was thinking is I kind of want someone with that New York, Brooklyn, New Jersey accent thing going on. Like Leah Remini.
Okay.
Like when she was on King of Queens. That's sort of like, I don't know. I'm not very good at doing it. And when I do, it sounds more like Andrew Dice Clay than Leah Remini. And did you know for a very, very, very long time, I thought that was pronounced Remini, and I thought that she was Italian, and it turns out that it's Remini and she's Jewish.
Ah.
Although for a while she was a Scientologist. Well, she was the one that caused this big stir when she left.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that documentary series about her leaving and the continued harassment by Jehovah's Witnesses, Scientologists. Why do I keep doing that? And it was interesting for the first season and a half, 2 seasons maybe. And then it got really repetitive. But it was interesting. I didn't know that much about Scientology until I watched that documentary, and I was like, whoa, that's some seriously fucked up shit right there.
Yeah, it's amazing how they can manage to get away with that shit.
Well, I mean, even there's some of the abuses within the religion itself. Like you hear about that one guy, what is he, David Miscavige or whatever, who goes around beating people up. Like he'll hold a conference session, and if someone says something that's slightly out of line, he kicks their ass. And it's just like crazy pants, some of the stuff that goes on in that place. I don't know. I'm glad I never became a Scientologist. Not that I would have. Not that I was even in a position to do it until I found out what they were about. But I'm glad it never happened, is all I'm saying. Like, I would not want to be in that particular circumstance, I guess is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And why would you want to spend all of your time just going, you see, because they're Scientologists.
Yes.
You see.
Yes.
I wasn't sure if that was clear.
Oh man, I just looking at a paragraph over here. I remember this. 1966, a study reported that some intestinal bacteria could disulfonate cyclamate to produce cyclohexylamine, a compound suspected to have some chronic toxicity in animals. Further research resulted in a 1969 study that found the common 10-to-1 cyclamate saccharin mixture increased the incidence of bladder cancer in rats. Here it comes. The released study was showing that 8 out of 240 rats fed a mixture of saccharin and cyclamates at levels equivalent to humans ingesting 550 cans of diet soda per day developed bladder tumors.
Oh, imagine.
And this was the beginning of the ban on calcium cyclamate in the U.S. that remains in effect to this day. So you've got to eat pounds of this stuff to have a problem.
Well, no, actually, because one tiny packet and I have a problem with it. It tastes so nasty.
Tasuta. Yeah,
Sure.
You would think that, I don't know, I'm going to sound like an SJW here, but you would think that if they're that sensitive about sweeteners, they'd be that sensitive about firearms that could, fire at a high rate. But I guess not.
So, okay, there's one thing that I used to do that's kind of silly, but I enjoyed it, is, those like little sort of canisters, I guess, the little, like, it's barely even plastic because it's so thin you can squish it. Those little cups of non-dairy creamer.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I used to rip those open and just drink the contents, and I called it a dairy shooter.
Okay.
It was silly.
You're welcome
And
to it.
at the time, I wasn't drinking coffee, so I figured, what the heck?
I mean, you're welcome to it.
I guess I just like the idea of a dairy shooter. Yep, I'm having me a shot of moo juice. Cow squeezings. Well, I mean, they are. Milk is definitely squeezed out of a cow.
Yes.
I seem to remember hearing once that cows didn't used to have udders quite that size, that we bred them for it. And so they got bigger over time.
Okay, I can believe that to make it easier to extract the essence of cow.
Well, I mean, not even necessarily easier, more like there'd be more of it.
Okay, yeah.
At a go.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I've wondered this for a weird while, because I've never bothered up. Does a cow have to be pregnant or have been recently pregnant to produce milk, or they just do it all the time?
No, they need to be recently pregnant. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I mean, it's just one of those things, like, because I know that in humans, you don't lactate until you've spawned.
right. Yeah.
And so I was wondering if it was the same for cows. I never bothered to look it up.
My understanding is that a very large part of the dairy cattle experience, if you want to call it that, is keeping the cows pregnant.
Which I'm sure gives opportunity for beef production as well.
I know it gave opportunity for veal production until that became déclassé.
Well, but even so, I mean, like Bessie gets to a point where she can't produce milk anymore. She's just that old. And so you make her into food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, stew meat. And even that's not cheap anymore.
Yeah, I went to the supermarket a few days ago, and they, no joke, had a sign on the pork in the meat aisle. The pork said limit 2 per family, or rather 2 per household.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm sure he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, very likely. I mean, the man was a Jew after all.
There is that.
Yeah. And observant Jews, to my understanding. Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure he glanced about a bit. Yeah, it's weird. Like some of the words we use that have multiple meanings, and some of them don't make a lot of sense. Like for example, I don't want my doctor practicing medicine.
Yeah, get it right first, asshole.
And Jews who go around observing their religion, wouldn't you think they'd participate?
You would think.
I don't know. It's just weird, some of the ways. I bet if we looked it up the way we just looked up that other thing, hard of hearing, I bet we'd find an interesting origin for the term. Or maybe not.
Yeah, oh my. I never really did spend any time looking at the etymologies of those two terms.
I do enjoy finding out the origin of some terms, although I'm often disappointed because my guesses are far more interesting than the reality. Or at least they often are.
Moo.
Yo. Right. Well, I think I'm going to go do that dinner thing.
Stoveli. You know, that's
I mean,
always
we've been at this for what, 3 hours and 40 minutes?
Well, let me look at the thingy do because we can see how long we've been doing the thingy do. Yeah. I have 3:41:40.
So I was terribly close. Without going over, I win the prize. Anyway, so
Right.
I will see you later. Have fun.
Well, enjoy the yummies and things like that.
I will, but not because you told me to.
Okay,
Later.
then. Okay, hon. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. And then what we think we will do over here is, because it is, yeah, it is getting a little on the late side. It's 22:40 hours here, and I've been going since 07:30. I think I'm going to think about finding my way into sleep stage, if you guys don't mind. And I don't know, maybe if you do mind. Oh my. Yes, essence of God makes it sound like they've been boiled for 30 hours, then crushed in a press. Oh my. But hi, Orla. I see you over there, and you just came in just in time to see us go bye bye. I am not knowing what for is this thing to you. But let me thank you guys, all of you. Love having you here. Love doing this for you. And what can I say? I thank you all, every one of you, for your support and for your continued stuff and things. And okay, thanks a lot, troops. See you on the other side.